It's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I am back with another bomb live. For those of y'all who are new to my channel, I'm an American woman who has been living abroad for 2 years. I've been in Colombia, and I'm currently transitioning to the Dominican Republic. Okay, let's see who all is in the chat. What's up, Corny Hub? I'm getting fat. Please help me. No, we ain't gonna talk about him today. I got somebody else to expose that was in my chat. Let me tell y'all something. Respect people more when they're just the villain. Like when they just admit that they're the villain. What I don't like is a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I'm about to show y'all exactly why the passport bro movement is going to have a very difficult time cleaning up its reputation. It's possible. But I'm about to show y'all the problem here. It's the lies. It's the denial. Okay. What's up, Chosen? What up, Skinny? What up, Skinny? Now, the other night, somebody came into my comments, right? And I don't know who they pissed off. I don't know who they made mad, but they came into my comments perpetrating a fraud. That's what they did. And what they didn't know is that somebody was watching my live stream. Okay, somebody that they knew was watching my live stream. Okay, so you came on my live perpetrating a fraud, like you were a good person, like you were one of the good ones, and that the men that are in the comments exposing women or recording them in these group chats, they're just the bad apples. But you're the good guy, right? You're the good guy. Everybody wants to pretend that they're a good guy, right? That these are just a few rotten apples. And I'm going to prove to y'all why this is not true. So, of course, I got to call this person out by name. Melvin Diggs, come to the front. Come to the front of the classroom, because, boy, I'm on your ass today. Because I do not like it when people try to play me for a fool, or you try to take me. See, here's the thing. I'm a very fair person, and I try to listen to everybody and hear things out on a case-by-case scenario. And y'all know here on my channel, I give y'all room to speak. I give y'all room to speak y'all mind. If I don't know you, I try not to judge. What I don't like is somebody coming in my face and trying to take advantage of my fairness. You understand? I don't like that shit. I don't like it. Okay? I don't like it at all. The gangster, like, sir, you don't come in here and tell me what to do and how to do it. You could just simply kept scrolling, ho. Is there an age limit into being a passport bro? Can you be too old to be a passport bro? In their mind, they ain't never too old. They ain't never too old. Okay. Now let me see if I can share this screen. When I tell you I'm so pissed off. Let's see. How do I do this? Window. Here we go. Don't want to share that. Let's share this. Okay. Now I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Let me make sure that you can see. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see that? Oh, no, now I don't know which one it is. Y'all gotta forgive me. It's this one. Here we go. That ain't it. That ain't it. Can y'all see? I don't think y'all can see it. Hold on. Let me make sure. I don't think y'all can see this. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna forward this email. Give me 1 second, y'all. That's not what I want to do. Forward to. I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. All right. Thank you, James. OMG, look who's here. It's MariahSincere giving expat knowledge loud and clear. It's MariahSincere dropping hot knowledge in your ear. It's MariahSincere. Leave America and have no fear, like MariahSincere. Right, James Letterman. You better say that. You better say that. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. So this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to go. I got that. 1 second. I got sent so much stuff. This person, whoever don't like you, Melvin, whoever you pissed off, Melvin, sir, I'm gonna tell you right now, they came with the receipts. Okay. Now, hopefully y'all can see this. Yes.
There's no real brotherhood.
There we
when
go.
You're dealing with men who are lustful, you got men dealing with a lot of lust, ego, and degeneracy. There's no real brotherhood. They can't trust each other. None of them trust each other. For real. None of them have each other's backs. For real.
I gotta move this so y'all can see.
That's not how that goes. There are definitely bad.
Here come you, Mr. Melvin Diggs. I hope y'all can see that. Melvin Diggs is chilling. And here's the photo. So y'all remember this name. There are definitely bad apples. Not denying that. Robert Eaton needs to stop grouping all passport bros as bad apples. Y'all, now, Melvin, you said this in response to me speaking on Robert Eaton, who is exposing that men are recording women against their knowledge and putting it in these group chats, right? And the way that these men are disrespecting these women, particularly like the most egregious thing is the recording of videos and shooting of photos without these women knowledge and put it in the group chat. Now, we know y'all in there talking crazy, but like that's the most egregious thing. But sir, for you, sir, to get on Beyonce's internet and try to make it seem like, oh, not all are bad. To your defense, maybe you weren't talking about you. Maybe you knew you was a bad man, okay? Maybe you knew that. Because I'm finna expose your ass.
It's not denying that. Robert Eaton needs to stop grouping all passport bros as bad apples. I'm gonna say this, Melvin. First of all, I don't think all passport bros are bad apples.
You are though, Melvin. You are. Let's continue.
I think all passport bros who were in those groups, while these pictures were being shared in the group chat and did not say anything and did not put these men out the group, are bad apples.
Melvin, I'm obliged to believe you was laughing at the whole shit the entire time. You know, if now I don't know if you were sharing some of that stuff, but I'm gonna share what I got that you were sharing in them group chats.
At the very least, they were complicit in the behavior. Because
you was definitely complicit, Melvin.
It shouldn't have even became a part of the group chat's culture. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, when he's talking about these men in these group chats, they're bad apples. And they can't say, oh, he shouldn't group us all together. Well, you kept your behind in that group, so you group with them.
Melvin, you didn't just keep your behind in the group. You are a self-proclaimed terrorizer of these women in these countries. That's your words, not mine. I'm going to prove it in a second.
I'm sure there are some passport bros who are married, have kids, and not on those group chats. Got businesses, not in them group chats. Them the ones that aren't the bad apples. Well, Melvin, I was sent this, and this is not all I was sent, but let's start with this, Melvin. Now, I did not realize that it was you, Melvin, that Robert Eaton was exposing in this particular Instagram reel.
Words that came right out of the mouth of BMT, guy who I guess who is credited for coming up with the term passport bros. Well, BMT, I'm going to introduce you to Melvin. Melvin is a passport bro. You'll find him in groups like Passport Cartel. He's in text threads with other men. Here's a document for Melvin, who is now banned from coming to Colombia. He cannot.
Melvin, you so bad, your ass can't even come to Colombia. That's how much you was cutting up. You're banned from the country. Oh my gosh. But you came in my comment section talking about y'all all not bad apples. Okay, this is just the tip of the iceberg for you, Melvin.
Not enter the country. He was removed from the country. He tried to re-enter to see if they was really banned, where he found out in Cartagena he was banned. Okay. Now, who is Melvin, right? Well, here's a text message from Melvin talking about he's going to go to Panama and he needs to know about mangoes and how much they cost. What is a mango? Well, a mango is an escort, a prostitute, and that's what he refers to them as. I thought passport bros were going for genuine connection and they respected people. I didn't think.
No, Melvin's a good guy. And here's the thing. I don't got no problem with y'all buying box. I don't got no problem with y'all buying box. Just don't come in my shit perpetrating a fraud and you not, sir. Don't be sitting up calling other men bad apples. And you a consumer of the mangoes. You understand? You on mango team over here talking about some bad apples. They don't make no sense, sir. Okay?
I don't think that like calling someone a mango and a prostitute and seeking out prostitution falls in line with that, BMT, but I could be wrong. But Melvin doesn't stop there. Let's keep going. Serious question. This isn't a passport bros group where you guys say that you're all about genuine connections. If you bros could thank your chica's novio or esposo for the one thing, what would it be? Please keep it PG. Guys, that's so beta, man.
What? Sir, the boyfriend should be thanking you. You the one paying the bills around that motherfucker. Honestly and true. You sponsoring him. And here's the delusion of certain men like you. You want to sit up and make it seem like the boyfriend or the husband is doing you a favor. How? When he's living off of you and that woman. Let's be very clear. He's the only winner in that scenario because he got to live off of you, but didn't have to sleep with you. You understand?
Man, this is some real beta shit. I would thank Alejandro for dropping Chica off on the moto in a timely fashion. You guys are fucking scumbags. Melvin, you're a scumbag. It doesn't stop though. Melvin.
Oh, I didn't see this part. Melvin, you sharing photos? Okay.
Likes to pop things up in threads here. Sharing hoes also helps brothers. BMT.
This was the camaraderie. Is this the camaraderie that y'all talking about? BMT didn't create passport bros. King Sigma coined the phrase on the Mumia Obsidian show. Okay. I've heard that before. At first, I thought they were connecting with women on Tinder, then going to meet them. I didn't think they were buying about, oh yeah, they buying. These men be lying. They straight up buying box. They straight up buy. But here's the thing. In all fairness, it is safer to go buy box in somewhere like Colombia than to try to meet a girl and be cheap and pay for it. You know, be cheap, like you try not to pay, you trying to get free box, you want to go on Tinder. Like if you got to choose between indulging in buying box and going on Tinder to find box, if your sole purpose is to just get box, go pay for it. It is safer to do that. Okay? Because they got whole gangs working together. That's not my issue here. The buying of the box is not my issue. The way y'all degrade women in these group chats, the way y'all are telling, kissing and telling like a bunch of little, I would say schoolgirls, but even girls know to keep it more player than that. Do you feel me? I ain't never seen no group chat where girls sitting up talking about all the men that we, had dealings with. First of all, we don't want you to go try to smash them. So like girls keep it, females keep it way more player than y'all dudes do. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's the perpetrating of fraud. It's pretending like, oh, you telling everybody, oh yeah, we out here to build genuine connections. Sir, all we see you talk about so far is hoes. That's what you known for. Hoes and mangoes. That's it, that's all. Stop perpetrating the fraud.
Oh, you guys were about genuine connection. Is sharing hoes part of that genuine connection, or am I missing something? But Melvin doesn't just have them in Medellin.
If you are a man and you are connecting with another man over both of y'all having sex with the same female, you know what that's called? Homosexual activity. And I'm inclined to believe that y'all like telling each other about this because y'all like picturing each other with the, both of y'all with the same female. Now y'all feel like y'all bonding. Y'all think that's a little bit gay? Did some of y'all get off on that? You don't think it's a little bit gay when y'all share certain girls in the group chats and then another man go try to find that same girl so he can smash her too, so he can come in behind this man? You know what I'm saying? She probably had that man a DNA all in her mouth, all up in her. And you know this man, or you spoken to this man personally, or you seen him in person, and you want to come in behind him. Like you specifically go find her because you want to come in behind him. Y'all don't think there's something not right. It'd be different if you didn't know the man. Y'all in here pillow talking with each other and going to sleep with women in behind each other. And you want to convince me that you are a straight male. Mariah has her foot on a passport bro space neck. And dude, let's start calling out gay activities for what they are. And again, I'm not saying all passport bros are homosexuals. If you're doing this type of shit, you are. Most certainly, I got questions. It's suspicious. You understand?
Gene, he's got them in Cartagena too. Mangoes in Cartagena, right? He's sharing. Well, fortunately,
I ain't never seen no man so excited and behind prostitutes.
For you mango ladies, you're safe from Melvin because he can't get back into the fucking country. But now my question for you, BMT, and any of you guys, Alan McCall, right, who owns Passport Bros, Spanish countries, fucking Facebook group with 40,000 men. I want to see you guys come to me face to face, mano y mano, and try to convince me that your community is anything more, anything less, right, than fucking toxic scumbags, simps, low lifes, man. And not to say that there ain't some good men in there, but your movement as a whole is fucking trash, right?
Damn.
This is...
Y'all say, I got my foot on the Passport Bros next. No, Robert Eaton got his foot pressed across y'all throat. Okay?
What it represents. And you could say that it's something else, but it isn't. It's fucking garbage, man. Passport Bro movement is dead. We need to do away with it. People are being deported, denied entry. The shit is over. And the movement is just full of low-life scumbags that can't get no booty in the U.S. I guess the locals were right. Passport.
Now he said y'all can't get no booty. Y'all, he said they can't get no booty. Okay, that's not all I have to share on you, Mr. Melvin Diggs. I want anybody who wants to come into my comment section and perpetrate a fraud and try to play me, especially when I'm on live, I want you to think real long and hard. Because again, I didn't go dig up this information on Melvin. Somebody sent this shit to me, okay? And it wasn't Robert. I honestly don't know the identity of the person who sent this stuff to me. But you never know who is watching and who is sick of your ass. Because somebody sent me something and you came in my live fronting, I'm putting you on blast. Because you didn't have to come here with that foolishness. You could have went somewhere else with that. Okay? Wasting my damn time. I don't like people that waste my time. Okay? I don't like it at all. Now, let me share this screen. Okay, let me see if y'all can see this. All right. So, Melvin posted this after he got banned from Colombia. It's a response. So somebody air collapse. I got y'all numbers on here and everything. I don't care. I feel safer traveling now thanks to the authorities getting that reckless monger out of the country. So this was air collapse talking about Melvin Lee. And his response, Melvin Lee Diggs' response was, the world is definitely still not safe. My next destination to terrorize is Panama. So beware. The sex tourist terrorist is on the loose. Okay. So Melvin, what was the damn point? And I hope you hear Melvin. Bring your ass to the front of the classroom. I want you to come up in my chat. As a matter of fact, come back in my chat like you had your narrow behind in my chat last time. Come to the front of the class, sir. What was the point of you coming on my live yesterday talking about there's some bad apples, but not all of the passport bros are bad. When you are posting shit like this in the group chat, you are a self-proclaimed sex tourist terrorist and got banned from Colombia. And you can't be admitted, sir. And your next destination at this point in time was Panama. I wonder if you got there. But I'm going to show y'all another image that is disturbing. Finding love in DR. Hold on, Mariah. I see that Razor Rays have you on the docket tomorrow. Can you send the link real quick? The link to the live? Is that what you're asking? I can. Is that what you're asking me? Guys, for those of y'all who don't know, tomorrow I will be on Razor Ray's channel. I'll be on Razor Ray's channel tomorrow. I'll be on there at 5 o'clock Eastern time, but he's starting the show at 4 o'clock, I believe. So I will be on Razor Ray's if y'all want to come on there and support. Yes, the live. Okay, yeah. Here go the link to the live to Razor Ray's channel. I hope y'all can click on there. Yeah, Melvin is a complete menace. He's not done though, y'all. He's not done. Not by a long shot. Okay. Now let me go to my next piece of evidence. Child, this person, whoever you pissed off, Melvin, they came with receipts. Okay, I hope y'all can see this well. If not, I'm going to just read it for you. No, me and Razor Ray are both on Eastern time. So I'll be there at 5. Okay, so again, here's Melvin Lee Diggs with a picture. And I don't know, let me see if I can blow this up some so y'all can see. Hold on. I want y'all to see the look on this woman's face. So it says, the world is definitely still not safe. My next destination to terrorize is Panama. And then he posts this picture that he made in ChatGPT of him. And the picture says, sex tourist terrorist. And there's a Panamanian woman clutching her chest, in terror while she has a dress of the Panamanian flag. Me and Panama terrorizing. The world is not safe. I love AI. Let me see if I can blow this up. So, sir, you know that you make women uncomfortable. And for some reason, This gives you a great deal of joy. You know the stuff that you do makes you uncomfortable, but it makes women uncomfortable in particular. But this is funny and it gives you a great deal of joy. That's what I got out of this. I've been hearing good things about Panama too. Well, I accepted that people are going to link bad black men to the Passport Bros group to keep making it look bad when it's actually not. But Melvin is actually a self-proclaimed passport bro. Here's the problem. It's not enough. I'm going to tell you the problem. Because I don't think all the passport bros are bad. I genuinely don't. It is not enough of y'all calling out the bad apples. A lot of the men that are in the Passport Bros movement will go get mad at Robert Eaton for calling this shit out before you get mad at the people actually doing the shit. And this is the problem. And I've been talking about this. This is a problem like within just our community in general, to where we hate the people that call out the bad behavior and not the bad behavior. And it's trickled over into the Passport Bros movement, where y'all should have been getting upset about this type of shit a long time ago, to where it shouldn't have even never made the net. When these groups were more private and the men started doing that, especially y'all men that are in these groups and y'all have daughters, y'all should have been checking them out of there. Out of there. You're a weirdo. But when you have too many people in one space that honestly and truly think alike, and the ones that don't think like this is the minority, a lot of funny, weird shit start happening. Thank you so much. I'm talking about joining your live. I'll be on quick. Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanted me to drop the link so that you can join the live. Okay. Hold on. I'm only letting you up here. So nobody else come to, I'm going to kick you off. Okay, so it's up there. Boy, you be on his neck. I don't even remember hearing his name a lot. He might not have been somebody important, but this is why. Let me explain to y'all why, Antoine, this pisses me off. This is why, and as a woman, I'm going to tell you why a lot of women don't trust a lot of men, especially in these type of spaces. I try to play devil's advocate all the time and constantly trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? And then you have these psychopathic people like Melvin, who he could have shut up. He could have not said nothing. But you decide you want to get on my channel and play like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I don't like that. And that's where trust begins to deteriorate. So that when people are like, oh, well, it's not all of us. And then we looking like, well, it sure as hell is you. And you really could shut up. That is a problem. That is a problem. What's up? Finding love in the Dominican Republic.
Hello, Mariah.
Hey, what's up? How are you today?
All right, how you doing? Thanks for having me on. So you were going to be on our Raise a Raise. So both of you agreed, and I said I was gonna send both of your money, but I'm on a budget, so I'm gonna have to send you $50 this week, $50 next week, and the Raise a Raise the same.
Okay.
On your
Okay.
I'm gonna cash app you, and I'll cash app Raise. And
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm the sponsor of the show, so let him know tomorrow so I can hop on, maybe briefly. But Mariah, let me give you a little history, because
Okay.
you're going really hard, and you actually, I respect you because you're very interesting, and you will catch a lot of subscribers because of that, because you probably like behind the times right now, the way you coming on and talking about brothers that travel. But what brothers been doing, these brothers, they wasn't the passport bro. Passport bro was relatively new, doing Kevin Samuels when he died, and Austin Holloman when he popped up. all of a sudden Passport Bro's name hit the algorithm and all that, and then that's where you're at right now. But at the same time, men been traveling, brothers been traveling, and talking about what they're doing ever since the internet became popping. And then forget about YouTube and all that. Then once YouTube and people start, you can start monetizing your traveling ventures, and this is where we at right now. So right now, it's partially money, it's partially social networking, and but activities that been going on forever. But the white man used to be mostly indulging in this, or the black guys, it was the best kept secret. Like you could talk to Gangster Lifestyle. When you talk to him, he said him and his boy used to be going out to Sasua, and like in the early 2000s and stuff like that. Even before that, I mean, the sanitation brothers and police officers. I mean, everybody was heading out there. So I became aware of it because I came across this YouTuber called Caribbean Conquest, Chris Dolan. You ever heard of him, Chris Dolan?
No, I don't know him at all.
He teach English, but he had the YouTube channel. He talked about his ventures out there. He's from Houston, and his first time out there. And then he told his viewers about DR and the experience in Zona Colonial where you visited, and I visited for the first time, and I'm like, wow, it was amazing. So ever since that, I've been hooked. But at the same time, they had this web page. I'm not going to give the name out because it's really like it's a mongering type of web page. But I came across it because of my research on Dominican Republic, and this basically was a mongering site straight out. So everything you saying, giving pictures, sending videos of the activities and things of that nature, even hidden cameras and all that. Yes, I was exposed to that. Now,
wow.
I didn't think it was right, and then it's so much so that even the website had to like, okay, if you want to see this kind of material, you have to do a paywall. So they put it behind a paywall because it became like very controversial at the same time. So, but you have to understand too that this dude that's criticizing the Passport, he admitted that he used to indulge in pay-for-play himself. So
he came on my channel and said.
And it's a real thing of white men jealousy, white men, because they used to always like Sasua and all this stuff. A lot of white men and Canadians and Europeans, they moved out when black people started heading over there because that's how it is. Because
do you think? Wait, I gotta push back on that. Do you think it's jealousy, or do you think it's a certain type of energy that comes with that? So, for example, black people and white people don't party the same way. I'm from Texas, and y'all know I used to work in a strip club. Black strip clubs and white strip clubs, it's the reason why they're segregated. Why? When white people party, they want to listen to a different type of music. They like different type of bodies than what black men like. So, for example, a white man prefer if you're gonna have surgery, a more toned down surgery, bigger on the boobs but smaller on the butt. Now, when the girls start having to cater their bodies to black men, guess what? They don't look how the white men like them to look no more. You understand? Another thing, when white men go to the strip club, they don't like to throw money. They like to give. They like to quietly spend their money. Black men like to throw their money up in the air. And so I'm saying this, we have to think about these racial dynamics, not necessarily as malicious, but white men and black men just do not part the same. It's like oil and water. It don't mix. And that's why a lot of the clubs are segregated, right? It's the same thing when you take that out of the country. I personally have spoken to Robert several times. And if anything, I have seen him take up for black men in terms of him feeling like some of the policies do seem to kind of target black men in Medellin, Colombia. I have seen him speak up, you know what I'm saying, about these things. I don't think it's on his part. I don't think it's jealousy, and I don't think it's a race thing. And he has admitted to it. What he's saying is the same thing that I've been saying, where it's not what you do, it's how you do it. My question to you is, Final Lemon DRs, why can't these men just go have sex with the prostitute?
They call me Flick for short. Flick DR. Flick.
Thank you, Flick. Why can't these men just go have sex with the prostitutes without having to do stuff like secretly record, take pictures. Because here's the thing, we don't even know how many of these women are actually prostitutes, or are these girls that thought they were dating this man, but he not really dating them. He just using them to get pictures and content and have sex with. We don't know the full extent to a lot of these relationships. So it's like, why do they have to, if you don't sleep with the women, why you gotta disrespect them?
Okay, let me ask you a question. You have to understand, you're a woman in this space, and it's very interesting. So it's like, no, it's unusual to see a woman like you and talking the way you're talking, and I don't know how far you would go in this space talking like that, because this is a male-dominated space, and nine times out of 10, even though you say the right things, men that travel is not gonna agree with you, because you're a woman like chastising grown men. And you kind of got to be aware of that you are talking to grown men that does make the decision, even though it might be wrong what they're doing. Is who are you to legally tell them to what kind of morals you should have when, like, who are you? Why are you checking me, boo? Like, who are you? So you have to understand.
I'm gonna take it. Let me say this: I appreciate all the support that I get, and anybody who's chosen to come to my channel. I did not ask for the people that have come to my channel to come. I'm not trying to. Somebody made this comment that I'm trying to be the Danica Marie of the channel space, and I want to be very clear about where I stand. I'm nothing like Danica Marie. You know why I'm nothing like her? And no hate or shade to her. Danica Marie has painted herself into a corner to where she has to say whatever men want to hear. That's it. And she is going to say whatever y'all want to hear, even if it's at the expense of women. I'm not like that. And I've never been like that. When the women are wrong, I say something. When the men are wrong, I say something. And me, as a woman who is raising a young daughter, I am going to say something about these men posting illegally, because it's illegal in Colombia and they know it ain't right because they can't do it in the United States. Videos of women and pictures of women in these group chats against their will.
Okay, but listen, I know exactly what you're saying, and what it is, it's a vice. And when it comes to vice, it's almost human nature. Just like men look at porn, and porn is a big business. It's been business before I was born, before most people listening right now was born. Porn was there, pay for play was there definitely before. It's the oldest. You can say the oldest. What they say about that pay for play profession?
It's the oldest profession.
Yeah, it's oldest profession. So it always been there. So for you to talk negative against it, what men is doing, it's like
no.
Like
you conflate.
You're not going to win in that.
I didn't tell the men to not go watch pornography. There are plenty of women who have willingly agreed to put their body on these public platforms for y'all to go watch that. I'm not over here. My message is not against pornography. When you have these hidden cameras and you are recording a woman, I don't care if you paid her to sleep with her. You are recording a woman and she does not know, and you later going in and putting in the group chat, or you taking pictures of her. She might have sent a picture just to you, but you're putting it in a group chat. That goes beyond the scope of pornography. That is illegal.
It is sad too. Yes, it's sad, because I talk to these women, and sometimes they would just shoot you a naked picture of themselves when you didn't even ask for it. Now WhatsApp got this the limited one view, so that's good. I appreciate that, because sometimes they be sending me pictures of it, and I'm like I don't want to see that, because I'm not a 17-year-old. I'm not a teenager. Maybe a lot of older men.
Nor did you ask.
Huh?
Nor did you ask.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You have these men who are so impulsive. This is going beyond advice. Let me be very clear. And this is for anybody who is misunderstanding or misinterpreting what I'm saying. I am not against you going and doing pay for play. I do what you must, do what you will. Is it help money circulate throughout the economy? Okay.
Yeah.
These women got to feed their kids. Okay. Number two, I'm not against you watching pornography. Not against that at all. I'm not against y'all sharing pornography amongst each other that is willingly put out on, like, if a woman agreed to do a corn production and she put it out on the internet and y'all want to share those videos amongst each other, that ain't what I'm talking about. It's that you going and sleeping with a woman in private, recording it, and now you want to share it in a group chat. She think y'all go together, so she sent you some nasty pictures, so now you acting like a high schoolboy that ain't never got no cutting. And now you want to go brag to your friends and something that she sent you in private, you want to go put in a group chat full of 40,000 men.
Mariah, and you're right. But I'm just saying, Mariah, you're right. But I understand that you have to let you know that you make yourself a target because men feel that even though you're right, you're not the law. Let the law handle. If they get caught doing that, then let the law handle it. You can speak your opinion, and you're doing that. You have an open forum to do that, and you're going to continue to do that. But I'm just telling you got to be aware of the how nasty these men can be that does that stuff. That they going to say, you're not the law. You're not the law. So who are you to come in our space telling us what we should do and chastising us? And then you also live your life, and nobody know who you are and how you live your life. So who you to say who is wrong and who is right when there's no moral police that should.
I don't do stuff like that.
I know you don't do that, but at the same time,
but here's the thing:
when it comes to something illegal, let the cops, let the police take care of it, or let the federal agency.
But now they're upset. Here's the thing: now they are being handed over to the authorities, and they got a problem with that. So yeah, that's how bad it's gotten. These names are being given to the authorities. That's how out of control it is, right? So this is all out in the public. I'm not going out. This information is coming to me. This information is coming out in public. And so I'm going to give my opinion on it as a woman. And though I appreciate the support that I get, my goal when I come on here is not to say whatever I need to say to keep people here. Because if that's just not me. That's just not my personality. And it should be enough, in my humble opinion, it should be enough for someone to say, hey, do your pay for play. I can't do your pay for play. It should be enough to say, watch your pornography, right? But why do I have to agree or be silent about criminal activities in regard to, or if I have to be silent about criminal activities in regards to women and then being respected when they choose to have sex with you, then I don't want them type of people around me because that's just weirdo. At this point, anybody who thinks that's cool, that's weird shit. If you get offended because I say when a woman has sex with you, and that should be something that go on just between you and her, not for you to try to exploit her without her knowledge. Or if a woman send you a dirty picture, that's just for your enjoyment. That's not for your enjoyment and your friend's enjoyment. And that makes somebody mad. That's weirdo.
But you know what? Mariah, sometimes it's deeper than that. For example, this is exact real stories. It could have happened to me, but I'm not that type of dude. But say these chicks that straight out lie, like, okay, give me some money, and when you arrive, I can see you, whatever, that we could chill, and I send the money early. But I send money to women anyway that I plan to never meet, and that's why people that knock me because of doing that. But I don't mind sending money to chicks that need it for the most part, and they had a good conversation. But I don't do it often, but I do it once in a while. But some of these chicks, they straight out lie, right? But before they lied or maybe blocked you or whatever like that because you didn't send them more money, they sent pictures of themselves, or videos. I could see some men getting upset with that woman and putting her video out there like that. Okay, you gonna do that? I'm gonna put your video and show it to my group. And sometimes it's
blast by just putting a picture.
Like that revenge porn type of thing. Sometimes it's like that too.
I can understand that, but yeah, that revenge porn is illegal too. And he could put that same woman on blast, put a picture of her face, put a picture, the picture that she got on Instagram. If the goal is to put her on blast and stop her bag, he can do that without engaging in an illegal activity. And that's the point I'm trying to make. The passport bros want to try to, it's like you got a faction of the passport bros that want to try to clean up their reputation. But then when people are calling out shit like that, then they don't want nothing to be said. They want to continue to allow this stuff to be happening. And then kind of like what you just said, Flint, is like, okay, well, do I really want to touch this? Because I don't want these men coming, at me. Hell, the man should be checking this. I shouldn't have to say nothing. All of this stuff has been checked a long time ago.
The only issue I have, listen to you, because I like you a lot. And I like your commentary, and I think you need it for this space. But at the same time, to let you know the kind of heat that's going to come across you, because some men don't dig like me. And what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that the past when this white dude was talking about passport bros, he really talk about black men. He is. And passport bro, I never call myself a passport bro. I said that from the straight beginning because I'm intelligent to know that if something go down with the passport bro, what happened to Floyd, what happened caught up, exactly what I thought. I saw that before it ever happened. I said, let a prominent person that could call themselves a passport bro get caught up in some PDF type of activity and watch when people gonna start disassociating themselves from becoming a passport bro. So of course it's not my brand, and so I want to be identified as that. But now this dude like this white dude and other people, and even you in certain ways, if you're aware of it, that every black man that travels is considered a passport bro, and that's not true. Like me traveling,
that's not true.
Considered a passport by default.
No.
So who's the passport bro? Who's not? Not many people claiming. Not many. Aaron, he claimed to coin the word, but he didn't coin. He lying. But at the same time, he copied, trademarked it, whatever he did to profitize, because the person that really coined the phrase, he never did that. So Aaron beat him to it, and now Aaron is claiming it to it, but he is kind of lying. He didn't really coin it. He didn't coin the word, so he just he profiting over it. But at the same time, that's his business. Well, what I'm saying is that every brother that considered travel right now is considered a passport bro by default, and that I take exception to that because I don't get caught. I've been to the group in the beginning, Caribbean, the guy who I mentioned, Caribbean Conquest. He had a WhatsApp group, and I was on it briefly, and then I got kicked off because they wanted to see the girl I was dating. And I said, I'm not gonna show my girl that I'm dating, so your guys could be looking for her. I know how men are. I know men nature, so I'm not gonna send my. So they got upset that I wasn't sending my girl. I'm showing her. So they kicked me off the group, and that was the best thing for me because I don't like those.
Yeah, so they were just trying to snake you. That's it.
Exactly. So at the same time, I know how but I know the web page I mentioned before. They was sending hidden illicit videos and pictures of these women, because these women, every woman you meet online, pretty much, if you ask for a naked photo of them, they give it to you, because they so downtrodden in DR and all these poor countries. They wanted to do that, some sell content. They always say sell content and them masturbating or do. I'm sorry, I don't want to use the word.
No, it's not. Here's the thing. Part of it is kind of like, so you got to understand. In Latin American, like even this is a part of the reason why I had such a difficult time dating in Colombia. Wow, when I think about it, my boyfriend now has never asked me for an illicit photo. But like in Colombia, the men will ask you the first day they start talking to you for some type of nasty photo. And that's why I was just like, I'm not gonna date here because y'all too nasty for me, right? Well, when I would complain to the women there, like, oh, I'm having a hard time dating because every time I try to even give my number to somebody, like the first day they're asking me for a nude photo. And I was talking to this girl, she was like a receptionist, at a surgeon's office. And she was like, well, it's because you're viewing it through your American mind. The culture is different down here. So I think what it is just in Latin America in general, they a lot more sexual than an American woman, right? In terms of things that they're willing to do. And I don't think they fully understood what type of men they were dealing with in terms of these men, you sending it to him, and you're sending it to 40,000 other people. I don't think they truly be understanding what they up against when they start dealing with these type of men. they thinking, oh, I'm just sending it to him. We like each other. We being freaky. And it's like, nah, girl, he finna.
I agree. They're kind of naive, you could say.
They naive to the whole shit. They think they dealing with you know, this, you're not dealing with a Colombian man, girl. You're not dealing with, it's a whole different culture. And it's a whole different culture of men. A lot of these men not used to getting, you know, seeing all that. So that's what I'm saying. That's where it's like, it's just wrong. And it's not, again, this is not about men sharing pornography that's already out in the public amongst each other with girls that agree to. It's the gaining women's trust, or a woman agreeing to doing a sexual activity with you in private, and you're putting it in the public. And I know it's like, oh, these are private group chats. No, if you put an image like that in a group full of 40,000 men, or let's say it's only 400 men, whatever the case may be, it's so many people that are gonna lay eyes on that or screen record that or whatever the case may be, that now those images have become public. And you don't know if these men are gonna, there are plenty of people who take images like that and sell them and profit off of them. You don't have no control over what gets done with those images. So like me as a woman, I gotta say something about that. And I do agree that now it's to the point where any black man traveling is being associated with being a passport bro, because that's the perspective. I also think people be trying to say, oh, I'm anti-black man. That, and this is the problem with that type of rhetoric. Once you start saying people speaking up against what's wrong is anti-black, now what you're saying is what's wrong is representative of what a black person is and what a black man is. And I think we should be pushing back against people that do shit like that, because they make it hard on your black man that's going to these countries trying to do right. For example, I have a friend that lives in Bogota, Colombia. He's 26 years old. He didn't even go to Colombia because he was just traveling. He was working in Korea. He is the supervisor over maintenance in American Airlines. He's a supervisor, 26 years old, supervising the maintenance of these planes, making bread. Okay, he works a great job. He worked 30 days on, 30 days off. He was in Korea. They say, hey, Colombia wasn't even on his radar. Passport bro wasn't even on his radar. They say, hey, we got a job for you in Bogota if you want to move. So guess what? He moves there. Why he came and visited in Medellin? Hey, what you know? I just got done with my Spanish class. Taking Spanish classes. Tall, good-looking brother, respectful, fun. We all went out in a group. Fun. Do you understand? This type of brother gonna have it 10 times harder in Colombia, because guess what? He got to beat them stereotypes. Even though he there trying to do the right thing, even though he's there handling his business, got his bread, he's there on a visa. Guess what? When people look at him at first glance, because of the bad ones, he has to fight through mud just to make himself look like a decent human being. And I think those are the black men that we should be standing up for and protecting, and the other ones we should be like, we should not be protecting like negative behavior.
Check out that comment by Antoine 957 comment. That's very interesting. It's kind of true.
He said, hold on, wait. Before I do that, let me read this super chat. I'm sorry, Darnell. You're the only woman I look at in the travel space, not your looks, because you talk different than the others. You do go out of bounds at times, Mariah. Well, I appreciate the super chat, but what do you think I go out of bounds about? I want to know.
You go hard. You, as a woman, it's not something we see every day in the traveling space. This whole internet thing, as far as this conversation been going on since the internet became a little popping, like 2018, 2017. You know, O'Shea Jackson, before he went out to Africa, he used to have the group Black Manosphere. And then once in a while, he would have a topic on brothers traveling. It wasn't a passport, bro. It was just black men traveling, because it was becoming a thing. And so I used to pop on there sometimes. They used to make fun of me because I was one of the brothers that said, hey, I found love, right? Which it wasn't true, but I thought I did until you get wise. But at the same time, I take my L. But you know, it's a learning experience. But at the same time, that's why I call my channel "Finding Love in Dominican Republic." But at the same time, it was becoming popular then, and the whatever attention that O'Shea and other people was giving, it kind of blew it up a little bit. And then for some reason, during the pandemic and when Anton, what's the name that died, Kevin Samuels, when he died, and then a coincidence you could say, Austin Holloman came out of nowhere. Nobody knew his name, and he came out of nowhere with what he was going on, and he kind of even put the Passport Bro, made a Passport Bro tattoo, which he kind of like erased or whatever. But and then he went out there in Brazil. But there was talk, of course, there was talk in the early 2000s of that documentary about the Rio or something like that video that came out. Then you had Charles Tyler, and Charles Tyler. A fun fact, real quick. Charles Tyler died in November 2017, the same weekend that I was in DR for the first time in my life, and he died that weekend in Brazil. So
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, Charles Tyler. You can look up his videos still out there. He was one of the first brothers that traveled. Even like I mentioned, Caribbean Conquest. He had his talk about DR. He was one of the first YouTubers. And then Charles Tyler had to talk about Brazil. He was he was about to blow up if he didn't die, about encouraging brothers to go out there, and a lot of people was inspired by that. So ever since then, people start opening up their YouTube channels, and where we at right now. And now you the newest member. You say you the newest member, but this is
but my whole thing is this, like again. Yeah, but here's my whole thing, and because it's been put out there. I'm gonna address your comment, Antoine. Like it's been put out there. And somebody said this in reference to me that Black women hate to see Black men traveling, and I'm like, why can't y'all go forth and be good ambassadors for us? Like a lot of y'all don't think about this. In the United States, Black males in particular have a bad reputation, whether you think it's fair or you think it's not, right? Black males' image in the United States, just as a whole in general, is tarnished. Now, think about it like this. A lot of the times when Black African-American men go to these countries, especially ones where they don't have a lot of immigration, Colombia was one of those places where they're not used to all these foreigners. Now they are. A lot of these men were their first exposure to an African-American male. So my issue is not y'all going abroad, marrying a Latina. I would be hypocritical. Do y'all understand? My boyfriend now is Dominican. I would be hypocritical. I've dated Black men, and I've always dated Latinos. So that is not, and I'm biracial. My father is white. So that's not the problem. I'm not one of those. Like, I'm not one of those at all. It's that y'all had an opportunity to be good ambassadors of what it is and to combat globally whatever people see on the TV, these stereotypes of African Americans, and to show people something new that they had never really had experience to. And a lot of men chose to take the degenerate route. So now it's like Black people can't even go abroad now because whatever preconceived notions they had from watching American media have been confirmed.
Okay, Mariah. In some ways you're being unfair because do you call the men that travel that you say used to be a stripper? The men that used to travel to strip clubs, are they degenerate?
No.
Why? So why they not degenerate, but other men is not? Why the men are degenerate? So what's the thing? Looking at naked women shaking the booty, half naked women shaking the booties.
No.
That makes them degenerate.
No. So let me tell you, some were. Hold on. Let me be very clear. I'm not even saying that all men who pay for prostitution are degenerate. I'm gonna keep going back to it's not what you do, it's the way that you do stuff. And I've said it before. There are some men who pay for prostitution. It's not because they are just cornballs or that. It's some men that they might do pay for play every now and then just when they want to get their rocks off, but it's not on their mind all the time. It's some men who they have the urge to have sex. but they don't want to play with a woman's feelings. So they go pay because they're actually trying to do the right thing and they don't want to lead anybody on. It's so many reasons why a man might go do pay for play, and it don't necessarily make him degenerate, right? But I would say if you are a man that is running through a different woman every single night, you go to a place, you don't care about the culture, every single night you running through a woman, rinse, wash, and repeat. And then on top of that, you're in group chats and you're sharing videos that you weren't given permission to. And every time you even talk about a woman, you're talking about a woman in a degrading way. You treating them in a degrading way. I'm gonna say that's a degenerate. With the strip club,
but they doing both of them is doing. You taking a woman, you taking a side of the woman, rightfully so. But you not see what you don't really fit well in this space because this is male dominated space. So you're thinking as a woman, which is very funny because men not going to think like you. No matter how much you try, men is not going to think about you and really agree with
but
you.
not all
want to hear it coming from a woman.
They don't want to hear. You know what? People that's hard headed and want to do what they want to do, they don't want to hear what's right. But I'm gonna say what's right, and not all men agree with it. It's men that watch me faithfully and come in my chat that don't like that behavior. It's men that come in my chat and be like, yeah, I do the pay for play, but all that sharing that stuff, that's weak. See, we got to leave room for nuance in the conversation. And whoever too hard-headed to, I promise you, anybody that's too hard-headed to listen to reason, they done already dropped off by now. Because I'm a consistent person.
You have to understand that men that's in the groups, and if they didn't kick me off the group, I'd probably be still in the group because what makes the group attractive is that men, if you're not gay, we attracted to the opposite sex, right? So when somebody throws a pretty woman out there, we look at it, and then somebody send another one, we look at it. Somebody send videos. Sometimes that might be a little more, even a hidden video. I can say that I'll do it myself, but I can't. I would be lying if say I never saw one of the hidden videos of these guys doing that. I said, wow. And then I looked up on Amazon. You go on Amazon right now, they selling hidden cameras. So Amazon, so you have to kind of stop them from selling it, ban the whole hidden camera type of thing. But hidden cameras are also useful too. It's a security.
That's what I'm saying. That goes back
as well. So yes.
But that goes back to that lack of self-control, Flint. Remember, this is the constant conversation around Colombia. Every time somebody says something about people wilding out in Colombia and posting all this footage of these women on Colombia online, you know what's the first thing these men say? Why don't y'all just ban it? And then you wouldn't have to wait. And it's like, hold on. So in order for you as a grown-ass individual to be able to control yourself, somebody got to take that shit away from you completely. You can't just go do your business and be quiet about it. It's either you can do it or you can't. Because every time somebody give your big grown ass an inch, you're going to take a mile every single time. And that's what I'm saying. It's like admitting a lack of self-control and discipline. Shouldn't have to come on here. I should be able to come on here and hold two opinions in the same place. I should be able to say the men should be able to do the pay for play and the women should be able to sell their cootie cat. But at the same time, the men should not be sharing images of women against their consent in the group chat. Those should be able to exist within the same realm. But what's going on is you have a whole bunch of grown ass men who are saying, no, I can't control myself, or I cannot put limits. I cannot self-govern. And here is the problem with that. These same men will say Western women or American women are a problem because they won't let us lead. They won't let us, but you can't even control your damn self. Somebody has to put all these restrictions on you in order for you to be a governor of self. You can't even govern yourself. Somebody else got to do it. Somebody got to put laws in place for you to be a governor of self. But yet somebody's supposed to look at you like you a man and you a leader. And I don't agree with that. Do I understand that men have needs and they have certain things? They got testosterone and they got to get their rocks off and all of that. Absolutely. I'll come on here and said it. I've even come on here and said how I think that men being able to go do the pay for play keeps society as a whole safer. And I've explained that. But at the same time, I should not have to coddle grown ass men's feelings when it comes to y'all need to chill out a lot on certain things. And that's the problem. So how am I as a woman supposed to be sitting up here talking about, yep, these are the men that's supposed to lead us, we supposed to be listening to. When every time somebody calls for them to show some restraint, now all of a sudden you need that white man to put the law in your life and tell you what you can and cannot do. That don't even make sense, Flint.
Mariah, I thank you for your time. I'm gonna catch you tomorrow because I want you to use all your energy because you're gonna have a lot tomorrow. And I look forward to tomorrow. And I'm gonna send you your Cash App.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you.
You can read your super chats. People hitting you up. That's good. So I'm glad I added to that content to keep people watching. If I can help.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'll talk to you tomorrow if I hop on Razor.
Okay. Okay, for sure. I look forward to seeing you.
Take care. Thank you.
You too. Okay, Antoine, I want to address this. Okay, because here's the thing. This is another thing I don't like about this space. And it happens when we have certain conversations around racial dynamics in the United States, when we talk about how we need to do better, right? If that white man, Robert, was the founder of the Passport Bros idea, nobody would say or do anything live stream about him. Sir, you saying this when we coming off the cusp of everybody around the world, including myself, putting on blast an innocent white man who we thought was messing with a child. On here and did a whole live stream about it. Plenty of white people. I seen an Asian man. Everybody put that white man on blast. He was innocent. I've done several pieces of content putting white men on blast in Colombia. So every time, this is that deflection. Every time we are talking about the bad behaviors, and I'm going to say Black men, but really and truly, in my opinion, anybody engaging in certain type of behaviors or fitting certain type of ideology can be, to me, a passport bro is not just a Black man. Casey Redbeard is a passport bro, okay? But I understand y'all think it's y'all movement, okay? Or I'm going to give it to you. It is your movement, okay? Anytime somebody says something about the negative behaviors of Black males, instead of those behaviors getting addressed, first thing y'all want to do is deflect and talk about what the white man can get away with. Because you want to get away with the same things that you perceive the white man is getting away with. Even though the white man is getting held accountable in Colombia, they getting deported every day and getting put on blast for messing with children every single day. I'm doing content on it. Other content creators, and then y'all want to get on here and pretend nobody is saying anything when people are shouting it to the rooftops. That is a cop-out. It's a cop-out. Casey Redbeard is engaging in the exact same behaviors that I'm talking about on this live, and Colombia would not let him in for the same reasons that they said that they deported Chil Capo. Shout out to him. And they put Casey's face on blast. What it is people like to ignore when white people are getting put on blast. And y'all cherry pick the times when Black people are and have amnesia when it comes to the white folks. So now we can't say anything because supposedly nobody's talking about the white people, even though we're talking about them every day. Make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. Telling the truth to y'all. I don't got time. I'm telling the truth. I don't have time to coddle grown people's emotions. I don't got time for these emotional rebuttals and these emotional arguments and the deflection and the well, what about the white men? I get on here and talk about their ass every opportunity I get to. Anytime I see a story in Colombia, If I join the link, I would like to chime in on some things and I'll explain myself. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Hold on. So y'all gotta stop with them lies and whatever animosity. Here's the thing: whatever hang-ups y'all have with white men, some of that shit y'all gotta get over that shit. I'm just being honest. Especially when you abroad, when you living in a whole, y'all be living in a whole nother country, still got hang-ups with white men, and you in Latin America. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna be so for real. Y'all be moving to Latin American countries, having hang-ups about white men, and y'all don't even be knowing the histories of the country that y'all live in. And because if you did, you would understand that white man way more lenient with you. If you really knew the histories of the country that y'all moving to, while still being caught up on what's going on with the American white man. But I digress. I don't think it's a black thing. It's just bad behavior that needs to be called out. Yes, regardless of the color of their skin. Charles Tyler never encouraged men to post creep cam content. They actually kicked out a lot of people who had poor behaviors. What happened is somewhere along the way, people just got too lenient. We were allowed to be good ambassadors in someone else's home. That was an unspoken rule that was always demonstrated. You are allowed to be. What you mean? Nobody should have to tell you or allow you to be a good ambassador. You should just be that. You understand? I'm not over here in Dominican Republic wilding, misrepresenting my country women, misrepresenting black women. Absolutely not. Hi, Darnell. How are you today?
What's going on? You can hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. No, I was listening to a lot of the things you said, but first I want to go through what I explained, what I mean about going out of bounds at times. It's like because you said a lot of things to go out of bounds, but one of the things I wanted to talk about is when you said like some of these women's this is the first time they're interacting with black men. And the thing that people don't really understand is when it comes down to this passport bro thing, I look at it as more of a YouTube thing because it's like when it came down to this traveling space, people been doing it for a while. But the thing is, when it got crazy was when YouTube got crazy. Because when I explained before, when I first was going to Sosua, the beach there was just mad European people. That's all you saw was Europeans, but it was a different vibe back then. Not saying that it was black people that fucked it up. Excuse me, with my language, not saying that black people messed it up, but people turned it into a black white thing. And what I'm, with my opinion on this passport bro thing, it's more of a young people thing. Cause see, when I first started going to DR, I was pretty young. I'm 52, but when I first started going to DR, I was pretty young, and I was working for New York City and stuff like that. New York City Transit. So when I was going there, I was bumping into older black dudes, sanitation dudes who had older jobs, stuff like that. And then when things started to change, it was more of the young people coming in. Started seeing fights at clubs over girls and all types of shit, that people throwing things in the video. So what I'm meaning before is you got a point to where a lot of the things you say, because you talk different, because you focus on things like that. A majority of the other women just focus on the black men. So I wanted to give you a shout out for that, because you basically look at it on the other thing, and I don't think a lot of men give you your props for that. So I just wanted to be clear on that point.
Okay, well, thank you. Was there anything else that I've said that you disagree with?
Well, it's because, okay, you got to understand, you in when it comes down to, I guess, the passport bros is what you want to call it and stuff, you're in a men's space that's a dominant men's space. So it's like, if we keep it a buck, if there was really no money involved, you wouldn't really have a passport bro movement. So you got to look at it from a men's perspective now, to where you got a movement about it. Technology is different. You got all these streaming apps and stuff like that. So there's money involved. So there really was no women in this space. But as all the men started talking about the places they was going, Now you started seeing the women show up there too. And when you really look at it on a global perspective, when it comes down to traveling and dating, that's really a men's game, not a women's game, especially women from Western cultures, because women from other cultures are different. But you start to see some of them change now because of social media and stuff like that. You know, that's why when you was talking about before how certain cultures and stuff like that was asking you for nude pictures and you just meet them and stuff like that, like a lot of things are different. But you know, I'm a military man also, so when it comes down to the traveling space, you had black men in France during World War II, and after the war, they stayed there. So there was no
Mm-hmm.
YouTube back then. So, but you know, a lot of people don't talk about stuff like that. And when I was in the military, I spent my 19th and 20th birthday in Southeast Asia. I joined when I was young, so I was already traveling way before all this technology and everything was coming out. So black men was everywhere, but it wasn't until young people started coming in because we take care of the black space. So we talk about what black people do. But these white
Mm-hmm.
folks, you got young white dudes that go overseas and they doing a lot of wild shit too. You got Asian young people that go, not many because Asian got a different culture, but you know, you got some of the young folks that's coming in doing wild shit. But when you look at a lot of the debauchery, the degeneracy of this movement, it's mostly with young people, you know, online
Oh yeah, for
begging and doing it,
sure.
you know,
I
and
will
then you're
say,
gonna get your old bad apples. You know, you got a few of them. You know, people who don't want to grow up.
yeah, and here's the I agree with you, and yeah, certainly, and I've talked about this before on my channel, Darnell, about how the young men really messed it up. Like, imagine you a Vietnam War veteran or whatever the case may be. All these other wars
Gulf
we
War.
done had since then, Gulf War, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah,
And you were one of the very few foreigners in your, village or one of your city, and you were living peacefully. You built a reputation. You might have sat down, got your wife, or maybe you chose to live as a bachelor for the rest of your
uh-huh.
life. Let's say you did that, right?
Right.
Now, those men are also dealing with the consequences and the fallout of this movement, because now people that, they might have been living in that country, but now when they travel around that country, people that don't know them are associating them with that.
Right.
So I've talked about this before, how the foolishness of the bad apples in the passport movement has really messed it up for those seasoned male travelers, right?
Right.
And my problem is that not enough people care about them. Nobody's standing up for them. Or we're supposed to be silent. We're supposed to be silent and let the bad apples continue to do what they do at the expense of the people who are trying to live right and don't want negative labels placed on it. Right?
Exactly.
And that is my problem. And it's like the men are like, oh, we supposed to be comrades. We supposed to be this. We supposed to be that. Or we supposed to be looking out for each other, and we got to stick together. Stick together while you do what? Stick together while you burn down the houses that other men have built. That's what sticking together looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't want, even with me, it's like they were like, oh, you a black woman and you ruining the reputation of black men when you point out certain stuff. And it's like, hey, people already notice it. I'm speaking about stuff that's already there. And second, you're supposed to care about your rep. I shouldn't have to protect people. It shouldn't be a situation where you out here doing wrong and I'm sitting over here acting like the shit is not wrong. How you protect your reputation is you do stuff in decency and in order.
Right.
Decency and in order. That don't mean you can't have sex. That don't mean you can't have 5 different girls on rotation. That don't mean that you can't watch pornography. That don't mean that you can't do pay for play.
Right.
Decency and order. Everything got an order to it, and that's the problem I have. A lot of these men, it's kind of like they looking at me, but kind of like what Flip was saying, is like they're looking at you like, who are you to come in and kind of be our boss? And I'm like, where is the solid male leadership in the space to check all this? Because I shouldn't have to say nothing. Really, if you are a grown ass man, you should be able to self-govern. But when you can't do that, where is the male leadership to tell y'all this is not cool? Y'all acting like a bunch of high school sissies.
Right. But you got to understand Flip's point too, though. You see what I'm saying? Because it's You talking about, because you're absolutely right with everything you saying, and that's what I was saying before. That's one of the main reasons why you're the only matter. You see my, I guess the thumbnail, whatever you call it. It's the first time I ever went live on YouTube and shit. I watch a lot of shit, but I don't say nothing because it just looks funny to me. Because like I said before, if it wasn't for technology, it wouldn't be none of this. Because I've done pay for play before. I've known a lot of people who've done it before. But it's just like any culture. That's why when you look at gangs back in the day and look at gangs now, nobody got rules. When you look at YNs, that's why we call them YNs. Nobody got rules. No matter what you do in life, everything comes with rules. But then when young people come up to the space where you had a lot of older folks doing it, it's a different thing. Now, mind you, when I came into the space, I was young. But this was before all this technology. And even the older dudes that I ran into, some of them made jokes like, damn, every year we starting to see them younger and shit. But, they
Mm-hmm.
took me under their wing because, I was a different breed. I was born in the 70s, so it's a different generation. But when they started to see more and more young people, that's when they realized shit was going to change. And it wasn't just black people saying it. It was white people. It was everybody saying it. Because we was the dudes who traveled. We had a regular job. Now we travel. But a lot of people now with technology, working remotely and stuff like that, people like the allure of living in another country next to a beach and still be able to make that US dollar. But the thing is that everybody got to have rules to the game. So the point is, you may be right, but you got to understand you are a female also. So you got to look at the aspect of what you're saying, regardless of whether you right. The thing is that you're coming into the space, putting the light on something that men should do. And even though you're right, you're just gonna have to deal with the backlash of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I understand that. And y'all already know I'm not a if you've been watching me, you understand I'm a tough cookie. So it just is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm more than capable of handling any pushback in any type. So I get it. I understand. One thing I'm not gonna do, because see, somebody in this space has tried to I'll say his name, the homie stuff has tried to label me as a grifter, and that's something I've never been. Because if I wanted to come grift in this space, what I would do is what I would do if I wanted to come grift in this space is I would come on here and tell y'all everything y'all want to hear. And I would come on here and bash American women every chance I get. Super chats would be going crazy. I'm not gonna do that because that's not me. That's not my character. That's not who I've ever been. So there have been times where I talked about everybody on my channel. But at the same time, I understand I'm a woman. The men feel like I'm intruding in their space, but we have to be so for real about the fact that this has become visible. And the way that the men go into these, when the stuff that they do when they go into these countries, and the more visibility it gets, it affects all Americans. Whether
Exactly.
it does, it affects calls for stricter visa requirements, income requirements for the visas, like more scrutiny when you apply for a visa. That's something Petro was just talking about the other day. So whether or not the men feel like we have we should be speaking up about it, in my opinion, we have an obligation, because it does ultimately trickle down to everybody else, to call out bad behavior or people just blatantly being disrespectful. Thank you, Archie. Mariah, you need to put respect on people donating to your channel and read your super chats. Keep the momentum going. You're right. I need to do better. I just, the conversation be so good. Let me say, chosen one. Thank you. What Archie said, I'm so messy. I hope Colombia is ready for me. I don't think they're ready for you, chosen. I'm doing the role of mods without being one. I don't care about this stuff, but I know you two. Mods do your jobs. It's more than just blocking people. I thought Skinny was in here. I need more mods, to be honest. Hold on, let me get to some of these comments. Game changer. I am not taking up anybody else right now because I don't want to do a panel. They're the ones who caused all the problems because they started bringing all the lowbrow culture that New York blacks don't have. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
New York always get the see, and you know why New York get the brunt of that? Because it's a DR thing, and that's where it started. Because I'm from the Bronx, just to let y'all know, but that's a DR thing, and you got so many Dominicans in New York City or whatever, and then Let me tell you one quick story too, and this wasn't even from people from New York. I'm gonna say this was around, I could say 2013, 2014, around that time. And I remember there was a club, and we was having that, you know, when they do the little Halloween shit, you know, the women wear the best outfit, win a few $100 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I had my shorty at the time. We chilling. We wasn't going out, but there's a spot over there. I go get the fish sandwich. I go get some food. Make a long story short, I'm seeing like the whole block just outside wilding. Dude come running down like, yo, that shit crazy up there. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Two young niggas fighting over some girl. And I
Uh-uh.
guarantee you it's a girl that a lot of other dudes didn't have before too. And when I looked and I started listening and I was understanding, I said, "Oh yeah, shit's about to change." It was
Yeah.
that young culture shit coming in. And you don't you got to understand, like when you go to a place and that's what your mind is on, just going to pay for play, going to do the, because anywhere you go in the world, there's so much beauty in this world. People don't understand. But it seems like the only shit that get clicks and likes and shit, and when people go out there, they doing crazy stuff. So it's like when you have to understand, if you want to do what you got to do, keep it respectful. And this is why I listen to you. This is why I like your channel, because you say the same things, you know. And I know with you, you want a lot more men to start saying that. You know, unfortunately, it always takes some bullshit to happen before people wake up and start really realizing. I just hope in this space it won't be like that, because they're already talking about in Thailand now how they don't want a lot of Israelis and Russians there no more. And when the
Wow,
people
why they
start
saying that?
talking, because of the shit that they doing in certain parts in Phuket or whatever, the Israelis,
What they
it,
doing?
taking over businesses, not letting Thai people go into certain spaces and stuff like that. And the locals out there is arguing, but at first they wasn't listening. But now it's then got to the points to where they fighting, doing YouTube videos of destroying stores and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot of changes coming around in that Thailand game for like certain people from Ukraine and Israel and stuff like that. They've been talking about it a lot. That's one of the main reasons why Thailand changed the 60-day back to the 30-day, because people
Yeah.
going there doing wild shit. Like it's like you don't have no respect. Everybody's bugging now. I don't, you know, that's the way of the world.
Yeah. And then one thing, we have to remember, because every time I start talking about certain things that just need to happen, or certain behaviors that need to change or get toned down, the first thing a lot of the men want to do is talk about the bad behaviors of the locals in that country. And no, I certainly don't agree with bad behavior from anybody. What people have to understand is kind of like when we're talking about the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and we talk about the issue of illegal immigration, or whenever these like illegal migrants or immigrants, let's say they're illegal and they're doing crime, and Americans, especially conservative Americans, are like, well, we don't want them in the country. The first thing the liberal part of the country will do is say, well, we have Americans that commit crime. Well, that's not that's not a good argument, because now what you're saying is the house is on fire and we should allow people to throw gasoline on it, right? That is the same way that people in these countries feel like. You're not going to get them to change their mind and allow people to come run amok that are foreigners in their country just because
Absolutely.
there are locals that are running amok in their country. It don't work
Absolutely.
like that. People's thinking is, well, it's already the house is already on fire. We're not gonna be able to put this fire out if you keep throwing gasoline and blowing fans on it. It's not happening, so that is the mentality. So, and that's why I say Americans need to just we need to focus on our bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. You better believe if in mass, we had a movement of women that were going to these countries and behaving in a certain way, especially if it was Black American women or women that look like me, you best believe I would be shouting it to the rooftops that they were going to these countries and behaving this way.
It
Especially
should
if
be
they were
like that
doing
for anybody across the board. You're right.
Yeah, especially if you look anything like me, and I'm gonna have to deal with that bullshit when I step out the plane, those perceptions. I would be on their ass like white on rice. I would be digging in their ass like a wet thumb. I promise you I would. But the reality of the matter is women that look like me are not going to other countries and behaving like that in mass. We don't have a reputation of behavior. It's not us.
Oh,
We don't have
there's
a
a few
reputation.
stories of women that went out to some places
It's
like Bali and Dubai, and they
it's not
fucked around
enough.
and found out.
But but what
Of
I'm
course,
saying
it's
is
not in mass because women don't travel like men do.
women travel more than men do. Women travel more. Women will a lot of the times I've talked about this before.
Wait, what
Women
do you mean as far as what?
in terms of just traveling, like a man might be more likely to go relocate, especially military men, to relocate and go live in a country. But in terms of traveling just to see the world, traveling for enjoyment, women are far more likely to do that. As a matter of fact, most men, especially men in relationships, won't get up and travel unless they woman beg them to go travel somewhere. But
I
no,
highly
women
doubt
are
that.
very big.
I don't even
Women are
think women have caught up with the amount of men that started traveling, to be honest with you. Because remember, I gave you my point about World War II. So you got to understand, men have been traveling for a long time. The only
I'm
thing
not
when it
saying
comes down to our space, we focus too much on these white folks. That's the whole thing. We talk about whether what white people doing, whether what black people. If we just focus on our stuff, we would realize that we have been traveling a lot longer than what we think. Sometimes one of the bad parts about the passport movement makes it seem like this is a new thing for black men. It's just crazy. It's not a new thing for black men. We've been doing that for a while. But the thing is that, women, I mean, when it really came down to it, women had Jamaica on lock, certain places in Africa on lock, especially white women. You got places in Africa where white women go pay to have sex, you know. But a lot of people don't mention that. I really don't care about it because, that's not me. That's not my people. So I'm not really concerned with what others do. But the whole thing is men have been traveling for a while. As far the whole thing stops with what you said before. You just need to have respect with what you do. Because at times, I ain't gonna lie, debauchery is a good thing. Sometimes I go out while I have fun. I got extra money to burn. I do what I need to do. But I don't promote it everywhere. Hey guys, come here. You can do this. Because real G's know no matter where you go in the world, there's spots where you go to do this, and there's spots where you go to do that. If you need to
yeah.
watch a video to learn all this, then you just one of them lanes that no matter where you go, you gonna ruin shit.
Well, no, I understand that. Give me 1 second, because I wanted
Mhm.
to pull while we were talking, because I like to talk about my whole thing. Be like, why like talk about what we think when we can just pull up stats on certain stuff, right?
Right.
Hold on. I want to share this. This is a table comparing who travels internationally more frequently. So I put this in ChatGPT. I asked the question. For
Mhm.
business travel, the high frequency travel, men still tend to take more trips per year and spend on travel. Men are also more likely to say they plan to increase their travel and travel budget. So here's travel metric. Share of global travelers. So women make up 64% of global travelers versus men who make up 36% of global travelers. So women travel more globally. Who makes travel decisions? Women make up 80 to 82% of the travel decisions, while males make up 18 to 20% of the travel decisions. Solo travelers. Women make up 71% of the solo travelers, while males make up 29%. Higher frequency of business travels. This is where men have the women beat. They travel more frequently for business than women do, and plans more trips in 2025 alone. Men have women beat on that. So it's like 43% versus 50, and men at 54%.
Okay.
But just in general, women do tend to travel significantly more than males do, and make travel decisions significantly more than males do, and travel solo significantly more than males do. It's not
Okay,
even close.
so the
71 to
thing is
29.
with that, because I never saw that, but that's a good point. But the thing is with that, where it says that that women make the decision, you talking about for married couples, correct? I
Just
would
making
guess.
travel, it doesn't say for married couples, just making travel decisions in general.
Travels decisions for whom, no?
whether it be for themselves or travel decisions among friends, or it's just general decisions in terms of traveling.
Okay.
But even if we're not talking about traveling decisions, let's just say we're just leaving it at who travels more globally. Women have males beat significantly. Women are traveling globally at 60. They make up 64% of the global travelers. Males are making up 36%.
And this includes business travel also, huh?
Yeah, that would include business travel. But if we're just saying business travel alone, men, it doesn't give me the stat, but it just says it's higher. Men travel at a higher percentage.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Women travel more for leisure. Women travel more just because they want to travel. So yeah, I think men are more visible in traveling right now because it's a hot topic. But like women be taking trips now. Women be taking, we just don't have a movement around it because it's a normal behavior for women. We never need a movement you never had to convince a woman to go travel. You never had to do that. That's something we gonna do anyway. We get some money.
I'm just surprised that women are not high up on the business travel, because when you talk about corporate, you got a lot more, I would say you got a lot more women in the corporate arena and a lot more men in the blue collar arena and stuff like that. So I'm just shocked that the women are so low, as far as that. But when I would say it would be hard for women to have a movement in the travel space, because a travel space, it has to include, I would say, dating, sexual activities, and stuff like that. To have, if you have to look at all the factors that are involved in that, I would say, because the thing is that, okay, when it comes down to a travel space, it's monetized. It's about money. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to something like that, and it's something to watch or interesting, or if somebody want to see, like, and I'm not going to say no names, but you got a lot of people out here who will go online and they do the fundies, which to me is the funniest thing I ever heard of. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got people who are into that. And I remember, because I watched Razor Rays also, and he was making a good point to where if you trying to clean up your act, people are not going to really watch you, because that's why people are turning in. They're waiting for you to crash out, because it's the entertainment value of what you chose to do. Now, if there's no entertainment value, why do I choose to chime in? So for a women's space, it would be hard doing that. I mean, it seemed like with you're following a little niche because it's a little different, because like it's like a lot of other women, like I watch a lot of women who make videos out there, and it seems like they're following this black man or following that black man and say, oh, look at this. Yeah, he would never have that in the United States. And I said hi to this man and he didn't say nothing to me. It's like, it's always that type of content.
Yeah, that's
But
whack to me.
right, and you brought
I'm
it
not
on a
gonna be
different
following
route.
Yeah, I'm not finna go for. Here's the thing: everybody that done met me in person in Colombia, hell, you might have met me while you trying to find you, a woman for the night. I'll be cool. I speak to everybody. If I see you, you come talk to me. I'm not finna be, well, why are you doing this and recording and I ain't finna give you no lecture. Hey, what's up? How are you today? And a lot of the men, they're like, I no lie. I've been out. Like one time I went to, this might have been maybe a year and a half ago. I was in Parquegueras and I just went out that night. This was like maybe because I had went there with my friends before, but it was like on a Wednesday night for one of their birthdays. And then I went out. I was like, let me go on a Saturday night and see what it's like. And I went out, and the men thought I was a prostitute because of how I was dressed, I guess. But to me, that's just how I dress when I go out. So, some American guys, they came, trying to negotiate a price. I was like, I don't, I'm not a prostitute. And then they were like, you're American. And no lie, they immediately stopped looking for prostitutes, like two of the dudes in the group. And they was like, hey, you want to go eat? And we went around the corner and got some tacos, and we just talked while they friends went and found prostitutes. And they went home without, I don't know if they went back out later on that night, but they just wanted to sit and talk. And it was, they was telling me about their life. So here's the thing. I don't be doing that kind of stuff. And I didn't like that people was trying to paint me as that, because I ain't never been no lame bitch following nobody around with no camera.
But see, check it out though. But being that you got a lot of women in the space doing that, then that's another point where you got to realize where you're going to get a lot of hate. It's going to take time. Like, you know, when I watched you before, I heard about you from somebody else. I looked, okay, cool. I watched it again. Okay, cool. Then I started realizing, damn, you talk a whole lot different than other people. So that's the reason why I started really paying attention to what you were saying. And you had a lot of good points. But you have to understand too, it's a yin and yang in all of this. You got a lot of other women doing that other shit. So even though you may be real with what you're saying, with the shit that they doing, you're gonna get the hate too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that hate because of the shit that they doing. You know what I'm saying? Even though you are correct with a lot of the things you say. You know, it's part of
Yeah.
the game. That's the, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the
Yeah,
game.
it's true. It come with it. And you know what? Some of this, you know, because I'm even thinking about the whole situation going on with the homies hub. Some of this is just people just want to be weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just want some freaking attention. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just don't. It's a lot of men, whether y'all want to admit it or not, it's a lot of men in the space that just don't like women. And I'm not talking about they just don't like American women. They just don't like women in general at all. They like to have sex with women. And even that don't even seem like they're doing that for their own enjoyment, because they do it so they can go brag to other men. It's a lot of weird characters. So it's like, regardless, I could get on here and say everything y'all want to hear. It's gonna be some weird characters in the space that's gonna find something wrong with me, or try to find a way to try to put me on blast, or whatever the case may be, because they just don't like women.
Right.
You feel me? Like, that's just the reality of the situation. I think y'all underestimate that it's just a whole bunch of weird ass niggas that's low key got secret animosity towards women in general that's in this space. Y'all underestimate that. I be peeping it. Is it all the men? No. But I be seeing it. I be watching some of these dudes that y'all be watching. And I ain't even talking about the homies hub. So don't think like I'm not
Well,
even
I don't
speaking
know
their
him.
name.
I mean, I
I'm not
know of
starting
him,
to.
but I don't know him. But you and him going back and forth at it, have y'all debate. That's good content, though. You know what I'm saying? You hash your issues out. And I
Yeah,
mean,
but
keep it real, not on no bullshit. Really keep it on a buck, on some real shit. Like how
yeah,
you
but
doing now.
yeah, but we can't have a talk like we're having right now, because he gets on every time I try to talk to him, he just makes shit up. And then when I just like how I like, for example, I will pull up the facts, just like how we just had this conversation, and I just pulled up the statistics of men traveling, women traveling. You didn't go back and try to make it seem like we didn't even talk about that, or you didn't even see those stats. You adjusted the conversation and we went from there. He will just pretend like I never even showed the facts and go back to the lie and act like it's the truth. He just completely act like he don't see shit. And I can't talk to people like that, because now you are trying to push an agenda. You are not interested in the truth, right? So you can't have a mature discussion with somebody like that, because they're coming into it with an agenda, and they don't really have no real issue with you. It's just they come into it with an agenda. So that's why he and I cannot have a conversation. But I'm not even just talking about him. Me as a woman, I watch a couple, well, not watch, but I've seen a couple men's pages in this space, right? And it's not all. I'm thinking of a couple. I ain't gonna say their names because they ain't came from me, so I ain't coming for them. Where I've seen it, and I'm like, y'all can't tell this nigga game.
Oh shit. I'm not even gonna go deep into that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
I done seen it. I can tell. It's happy as hell. And the man just eating it all up while
That's the
calling
curse
other
of
niggas
social
fat.
media. Everybody got a voice now. Listen, a lot of people I talk to don't even know what a rotary phone is. Yes, y'all, I'm from that age. I'm from, I use the rotary phone. So you give everybody a microphone and a fucking platform to talk, you're going to get all types of characters. But I mean, I'm going to just leave that alone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's
shit.
it's some men that I've caught. I peeped them trying to throw shade at me, and I'm
Oh,
like, this little fruitcake. I don't even address them because I already know this. I done dealt with hating ass hoes before. Female, that's the behavior that they showing, But I can peep that. I can peep a dude that like to get pegged on the low.
wow.
Yeah, it's them in this space, and the men ain't seeing it. Y'all just seeing it as, oh,
I
we're
mean, well,
all.
it ain't that though, because it's like, the reason why I laugh is because there's validity to what you're saying. I'm not
Mhm.
going to get into it because I don't
Come
want to
on
see
now.
it. You understand what I'm saying? If I see it,
Hmm.
I don't see it no more because I have a choice. So it's like, shit. Damn.
You know
Let's
what
move
I'm
on.
talking
Like
about.
Bernie Mac say,
I'm
let's
sure
move
you
on.
done thought of a couple where you like, yeah, he ain't right. It's something not right. Chosen, I see all of your chats. I see all of your chat. And that's why I say, why keep going back and forth? Because it's funny. At this point, I just be doing, but honestly and truly, all of the videos that y'all see, though, it's just the one video that I chopped up. And y'all thinking we going at it every day, and we not. I just chopped it up so that y'all can, I know y'all short-sighted, and that was like a 3-hour roast. Okay. So gaslighting is the whole space. And yes, they will play in your face like they are not. You can't listen to ninjas that lie. Like Brittany, yeah, Rico, I can't have conversations with people like that because you just want to come on here and lie.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to come on here and lie. So what are we gonna talk about? We don't have no real issue. That's just like with the homies hub. I'm not sure if you are aware. When I asked him what was his issue with me or what point he was trying to make, because I let him come on last week. He said his point he was trying to make, or his issue that he had, was that I inserted myself into this space, and now I'm mad when people are criticizing me. Now, when I pulled up the receipts that showed, no, I actually wasn't the one that inserted myself into this space. I was making content about just me being in Colombia. The men would come into my chat, and they don't just do it to me. It's another female content creator that they've done it to, and she don't talk about past, none of that kind of stuff. They would say, well, why are you there? Why is a woman in Colombia? This is a man world. So I chose, because I was a content creator, to make a video responding specifically to them, not to all the men. And I made it very clear. I wasn't talking about all passport bros. I wasn't talking to all the men. I wasn't talking to all the men that do pay for play. I'm talking to the lame dudes in my comments that's so pressed that I'm here. Okay, so I made a video responding to that. Homies Hub decided to do a reaction video, and he was very disrespectful in his reaction video. So I pulled up all of those receipts showing, no, I did not insert myself into this conversation nor this beef with you.
Mm-hmm.
It was merely a response for the backlash I was receiving just for being in Colombia. And here we are today. So every time I tried to pull up those receipts, guess what? He would go right back to, you mad because you getting criticism because you insert yourself into the space. I can't talk to you, sir, because you don't want to have an honest conversation. So what is the point? I'm literally showing y'all with the proof, the origins of the beef, and you over here acting like, no, I just out of nowhere started talking shit. And I don't like it. I can't talk to people like that.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Okay, let me ask you a question, and I want you to answer as honest as you can. Why? Because I have my opinions, but
Mhm.
why would you think men would be mad at you coming into the space?
Well, I
And
did not know it.
including the homies hub, and like I said, I'm not going to speak bad about him because I don't know the dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mhm.
I've heard of him. I've watched, I think maybe like 2 of his videos and stuff like that. I don't watch too much travel content, because a lot of the times it gets funny. There's certain people out there that do certain things or whatever. Like, for example, Richie Mack. I watched his stuff or whatever. He gets a lot of hate from people, this, that, and the third, but What I like about him is the type of content that he does. You see what I'm saying? It's not all to the left, basically. You know, for lack of a better term and stuff like that. So I can understand, certain things like that. But when it comes down to you, why would you think that you get hate in the space?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that the answer to that is very nuanced. First, I did not know. I genuinely had no clue that there were women that were going to these countries and following the men around, recording them.
You bullshitting.
So I didn't know.
Didn't know that.
I've never seen those videos. I've never seen it. You have to understand, even on this channel, here, 93% of my audience is male, but my audience has been predominantly male for a long time. Even before I started covering this, my audience has been, at one point when I was talking about celebrity gossip, at one point, it was almost a 50-50 split between men and women. I've never had a predominantly female audience.
Right.
And then when I started talking about politics, of course, it shifted 75% male. Most women don't agree with my politics.
Well,
it'll
be hard for you to have a predominantly female audience because you get and especially in the travel space, one of the things I was going to say too, in my opinion, you get a lot of hate because you're pretty also. But you got to understand too, when it comes down to having a female audience, if you was ugly or maybe like a 3, you wouldn't get as much hate as you get. But when it comes down to females too, depending on the type of female that's watching you, if she feels you're prettier than her, the quote will always be, "Who this bitch thinks she is?"
Well, I think it's some of that, and I think also women are far more. I hate to say it like this because I love women, and to be honest, I wish I had more of a female audience. But the reality is,
say it. I know what you're about to say. Say it.
Women are far more likely when the first time you say something that they don't like, they're far more likely to get emotional and unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Versus men will allow more space for disagreement.
Women are more emotional. That's why.
They are just far more, when it comes to that, they are far more emotional, and it's very difficult to talk to. And I love women. I would love to have more of a female eye. So this is not me trying to make it seem like I'm not like those other girls. It's just a matter of fact that I tend to be able to look at issues in a more well-rounded way than women. And a lot of things I say just do not sit right with women. And that's just the reality of the matter. And
so now when it don't sit well with the nigga, you dealing with emotional niggas too.
Yes, but they're far less emotional than women. They are. Even with the emotional men that come along with this, they're far less emotional.
Because I don't understand why men would hate when like listen, there was a time when I was in Jomtien and I bumped into some black women, said hi to all of them. They was cordial. Everything was cool. But then when they found out I was with a Thai woman, I can sense the hate and shit like that I got, but I still kept it cordial. So you're gonna bump into that and stuff like that when you dealing with these type of people. You feel what I'm talking about?
I mean, y'all not never gonna see me hating on y'all for dealing with a chick from another race, because again, that would be hypocritical. Happy Father's Day to y'all. It's Father's Day today, or is that tomorrow?
It's what we got. It's 10:57 in New York, so we almost there, Father's Day. But I appreciate it. Shit. Thank you
Rico,
very much.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Rico. I'm more aware of homie than his problematic behavior. He isn't worth your time or energy. You right. You owe these low life zero explanation. You right. But the drama was good for YouTube. It was content. I think, okay, so me, I never had an issue. That's why I just laugh so hard when the men be like, oh, she's mad because we don't want her anymore. We want other racist women. It's like, I never had an issue attracting black men. I don't have an issue attracting black men in the United States, nor do I have that issue abroad. I'm biracial. So that would be completely hypocrite. And not only am I biracial, I have a Black mother who always dated outside of her race. So I grew up seeing that. And then
Your
on
father
top of that,
Spanish? Your father Hispanic?
my father is white. My father is white. My younger brother's father is white and Mexican, and my older brother's father is white and Vietnamese. And I had a stepdad. Y'all know this is back in the 90s, y'all. My stepdad was Egyptian. So I grew up very multicultural. And I'm grateful for that because, it's like I was raised on my mom's side of the family, but then we also had a different race of man living in the house. So we got to experience that culture. And I lived in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, but also went to school with a lot of Black kids too. So like, I don't have that mindset of, oh my God, I'm scared the Black men are dating other races of women, because I've been dating other races of men. So my first boyfriend was Mexican. So why would I be upset with y'all for dating outside y'all? My boyfriend now is Dominican. So why would I care? I think another reason why some of the men in the space might not like me is because I'm gonna keep it real. This is not to sound conceited. I don't think I'm like the best thing since sliced bread, but I remind them of rejection. Let's be very clear, especially when you're talking about a lot of these East Coast dudes or whatever the case may be. I remind them of the Dominican shorty in their hood that played them to the left for the next dude. The Spanish chick that played them to the left for the next dude. And that just is what it is. They might have cheated on him, played him to the left, wouldn't give him no play, wouldn't give him no time. So it is what it is. It's all projection. It's all projection and hurt egos.
You know what though? You might have a point there. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I mean, I'm gonna call real when it's real. For me, it was growing up in New York. My first girlfriend happened to be Puerto Rican, and stuff like that. So me being dark skinned and stuff. I'm a dark skinned black male. So for me, it was a little different. But I can see you having a point with that. Because I mean, for certain dudes, rejection is not even really a problem. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to realize that you have dudes out there, that are really scared of rejection, and things like that. That's why with these dating apps, I tried the dating app shit, but I really don't like it because I come from an era to where I enjoy walking up to a woman, talking to a woman, meeting her like that. And if she, hey, you ugly, blah blah, it's all good. I don't have no problem with that. I appreciate that because it builds you up. It keeps it going and it's more fun for me. And even after all these years that went past, I'm really still not used to the dating app thing. But when you said that, I never really looked at it like that. But I can see that playing a role. I can see that playing a role. Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah, so that's what I just see it as. So I already know I'm already taking a lot of heat. I'm gonna take a lot of heat.
Yeah, you
for
are. You
know
gonna...
it's something they get they heartbroken in the damn 5th grade, or when they was 14 years old, and now they out here just living out they revenge, and that's fine. I get it. I understand. Archie says, careful on dropping the link for random dudes. It's your show. Control the panel and your brand. This is your show. Be careful. Yeah, y'all, to be honest, I only want to do one person at a time. I don't want to have a panel like last time, y'all, because then it turned into, I don't like dumb discussions, and I'm not calling y'all dumb. It's just when you got too many people giving their opinion at one time, it's gonna be misunderstandings. It's gonna be people acting like they didn't hear what you just said. I'd rather deal with people one-on-one like this. So I don't want to bring up more than one person at a time.
No, that's all good. I ain't gonna stay too long. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm looking at the shit on the screen, and I don't even have a picture and all that. Like I told people before, like I told you, this is the first time that I ever went live on YouTube. I'm not a travel space dude. I'm not a YouTube dude. I'm not a passport bro. I don't deal with the passport shit or whatever. I watch it because it's entertaining. Me, I'm a regular person, blue collar. I worked. I retired. I'm a military vet. So I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? But I can see from this comment, You know, and this is reason why I don't get involved in it, because it's too much controversy. And you know, regardless of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, I want you to do your thing, girl. I really like your content, because when it comes down to the travel space, you know, you're the first female that I watch, because you come at it on a different angle, and I appreciate that and stuff like that. So but it's a lot of controversy in the shit. This is and even people told me you should come with a YouTube channel, you've been traveling for a while. I can't do that, because see, with me, I'm different. I can't deal with all the people doing this shit or whatever, because you know, and I'm gonna just keep it at that, because I don't like to play the online games with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Expect, you know,
You
and
can't,
you know, you're a
no.
female. I'm talking about with like other dudes. Like I don't like
Yeah.
I don't play the online games with other dudes. Like no, I don't do that, because it's like I
No,
come
they
from a
get
different era.
online.
You know what
I've
I'm
seen
saying?
them. They get online, threatening each other, being sassy. Look, claiming they friends one day, putting each other business out the next day. Yeah, it's a dirty game, and that's why I said when I was like reviewing Mr. Flip. Shout out to Mr. Flip Flop, but I was reviewing his
Oh yeah, yeah.
video.
Flip is my man too. I ate at his shit. I was with him during the pandemic and shit like that. Shout out to Flip Flop. That's my man.
Yeah, I like Flip Flop. I disagreed. I disagreed with his take on what's going on with Robert putting them people on the group chat on blast. And the reason why I disagree is because they really came hard for Robert trying to get his channel taken down just for his opinion before he started exposing them group chat. And now he out for blood. Tried to get his channel taken down, and they came at his wife. So everything fair game now. But like, you know, he was talking about the camaraderie that the men should had. And like I was explaining yesterday, there's no honor amongst thieves. Like when you have that much, when you have a group full of men and the only thing that's gelling you together, right, is really prostitution, right? And
I think you mentioned something earlier about lust.
and lust. When lust
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
the primary thing that's gelling you together, there's no true camaraderie and there's no true friendship, because it's already not rooted in something pure. It's already not rooted in something that is productive, right? It's rooted in something to fuel that lust. And that's why, see, I know a lot of things that I don't get on here and say, because at the end of the day, I was raised in the hood, and I was raised don't be running my mouth. When somebody come tell me something in private, it's never hitting the net. It's never hitting the net. We could get into it. If we was friends and you told me some shit in private, it's never hitting the net. We might not like each other no more. It's never hitting the net.
Right.
But a lot
right.
of y'all don't understand. But here's the thing: I keep it more real than majority of these men. They be friends one day, fall out, and going and telling something that that dude told them in private. But it's a lot of things that I know that go on behind the scenes that I don't get on here and say. But I can speak with 100% confidence and say there's no real camaraderie, and it's a lot of backbiting. And that's why I think it's so hypocritical when the men come at me when it's like, bruh, I'm not y'all worst enemy. It's the dudes that send these group chats that's your worst enemy. It's these dudes that you call your homeboy today, but as soon as he see that you get a female that you in love with and he get mad at you, he gonna try to fuck her just to prove you can fuck her. Like
Yeah,
that's
you're
your
absolutely right. There's no camaraderie.
it's
That's the
none.
reason why I don't get involved. It's too much competition. And what's crazy is that, mind you, now look at it from your aspect. I'm not even a YouTube dude. You see what I'm saying? But you know, there's certain people that I know when I travel and stuff like that that I meet on YouTube. Certain people I can't deal with, certain people I can, because of the competition type of shit. And I say to myself, damn, why? I don't even stream. I don't do none of this shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But why would you come at, you know? So I know exactly what you're saying. That's the reason why I don't even deal with this shit. It's a crazy game. It's a crazy
Mm-hmm.
game. But I want you to continue doing your thing, because I like what you're saying. And the thing is, I'm going to keep it a buck. You're getting a lot of people mad. And that's why I like that shit.
Damn. And
So
I
I
don't
don't
even
give a
be
fuck
knowing
about
you be
nobody who like what I said. Keep doing your thing, because you making
thank you.
motherfuckers mad, and I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I don't even be knowing, honestly and truly, I probably don't see the majority of the stuff that be getting said about me. Some of the stuff I just ignore because I'll be like, oh, whatever. I don't want to be sitting up here spending, like beefing with everybody on the internet. I really don't. I don't even be paying attention. People be talking about me, I don't even be knowing. So it
Just do
can't hurt
you.
me.
Keep it respectful.
Yeah.
Just stay who you are. Whenever you change who you are, that's when shit gonna go bad. It's stay who you are right now. Challenge people. Keep it respectful and do what you need to do. You gotta understand that hate is gonna come. Just make sure you keep your shield strong enough to fight the hate and just keep moving on. You know what I mean? But you know, real dudes who understand what you saying and who see what's going on, real dudes is gonna fuck with you.
Hey, and that's the type I want around. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that corny shit in my space at
You
all.
shouldn't allow it. Fuck it. You shouldn't allow it. You know what I mean?
Okay, but
But yeah, go ahead
but
and do your thing. The
right now, I
random
appreciate
niggas
you.
gonna sign out because I don't want to make nobody else mad.
No, don't, no, you good. I'm gonna, but yeah, feel free. You know, I'll do this every now and then where I drop the link. I'm gonna bring up Game Changer because he been waiting for a while. So I'm gonna drop you off, and I appreciate you.
Say less, say less. I'm gonna listen to Game Changer, see what's going on. You know what I mean? But do your thing, girl.
All right, you have a good night. Thank
You
you.
too. You too.
Archie, you got a point. Yeah, right. Come on, guys. We give money in our space by that note. That will make us all sent. Here's like the issue I have with y'all saying stuff like that about super chats. That means that when y'all say that, if giving me money makes him a simp, if he gives me money on my YouTube, what that tells me is that you are associating these super chats and somebody giving super chats, you are associating that with sexuality and sexual attraction. Do you understand? So when you make those type of comments, what you're saying is when men are giving super chats to other men, it is because they are sexually attracted to other men and are simping for them. Why can't we just say a super chat? You like what somebody, let's make it neutral. You give super chats because you like what somebody is talking about, regardless of sexuality. Y'all do not get on these men's panels and be calling other men simps when they're giving other men money. Y'all are making it a sexuality and a gender thing. And it's weird. It's very weird. Homies Up calls up simps, but he talks shit about working class men. Exactly. He said, here's the thing. Homies Hub sat in y'all face a couple lives that he did ago and talked about how much better he was than y'all. Because y'all work working class jobs and you work in the trades. And he was talking about how y'all would never even be in the same space as him because he do X, Y, Z. And y'all are blue collar workers. Yet some of those same men that take their money from their hard-earned check and send him a super chat, right? Because he living a lifestyle that y'all want to live. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all sending the super chat, but y'all will send him a super chat, even though he sat in your face and let y'all know in so many words that he thinks you ain't shit and he's so much above you. You will give him a super chat, but then call a man a simp for giving me a super chat. So what that make you? What that make you? And I don't disrespect my viewers. I appreciate I understand. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here. I don't disrespect my people. That you will never catch me up here dissing anybody for having any type of job. Because I know life is hard out here and people work hard for their money. But some of y'all hate on a woman so bad that y'all hate to see other men support her. I'm gonna let Game Changer up. Game Changer is head sex tourist and huge passport bro supporter apologist. Watch his incel ass. He got a whole history of supporting the very man that will defame you. What you have to say to that, Game Changer?
I don't really have much to say to that. I mean, from what I understand, the only person that's trying to defame you is Homies Hub, who I'm not really familiar with, so I haven't supported him. Says, am I a ex-tourist? I'm also not that, at least not to my knowledge. I am a tourist, and while abroad, I have had X, but I'm not touring for that purpose. Let me see. Passport Bro supporter and apologist. Not an apologist, but definitely a supporter of their movement. I'm not a part of it. However, I support what they do and why they do it. So that's pretty much what I have to say about
Fair.
that.
Fair.
Said, watch his incel. Okay, so I don't know how one could be a ex-tourist and an incel, but anything's possible. All right. The reason that I came up is because I definitely agree with you on Passport Bros needing to change and work on their reputation. I do think that they put clicks and views above the general image and reputation of the collective. And what winds up happening as a result of that is people who travel, a poor reputation precedes them, and they wind up suffering. Their vacation winds up suffering. It's something that's very difficult to get them to work on because the motivation factor, attention and money, is what's keeping them doing the things that they do.
Hold on, Game Changer. I'm going to turn my camera off so I can pour a cup of coffee, but keep talking because I'm listening. I'm right here by the kitchen.
Okay, perfect. So that's the portion that I do agree with. The portion that I don't necessarily agree with, Mariah, is that you say that they need to work on their reputation, and others need to check others in order to maintain their reputation. However, Black women's reputation, maybe abroad is okay, but domestically is horrible. It's the worst reputation of any ethnicity of women that exists in this country and possibly the world. And no one ever checks them. In fact, when it was brought to your attention, when I brought it to your attention, there's always this, and I get this from a lot of Black women, like, I never see that. Like, I never see the obesity problem. I never see the, sexual irresponsibility. I never see the loud, obnoxious behavior. I never see the hyperviolence. I never see the hypermasculine behavior. I see an equal amount of Black women with weaves that I do other groups of women. So there's a pretense that, and I don't know if that's a tactic of protecting Black women's local reputation. However, there is this pretense, like, okay, I'm going to pretend like the problems don't exist. However, I just so happen to notice everybody else's problems, just not Black American women's. So why is that?
Well, okay. So I know majority of people here are new to my channel and y'all were not following me when I was talking about politics or I was giving relationship advice. Now, my channel now is more of a global perspective in what I'm seeing abroad. And to be honest, the type of Black women that relocate and move abroad are not the same as the type of Black women that are running amok in Miami during spring break. It's a different caliber of Black women, to be honest. It's a better caliber of Black women. Now, I have spoken on my channel when I was covering topics in the United States. I have on several occasions spoken about bad behavior of Black women. I was talking about everybody. So I have on several occasions spoken about how we represent ourselves in public. I don't like all that wearing bonnets and stuff to the airport. I think it's a bad look. I think it's a misrepresentation of us. I have spoken several times about how oftentimes Black women raise the same type of men that they hate, and how we excuse bad behaviors and the part that we contribute. I have talked several times about how a lot of Black women cripple their sons. I've spoken, but I've also, because I'm a woman, understand some of the things that they face. But like, you weren't, like, my point is, y'all weren't here when I was in a space where I was talking about that. I don't talk about that now domestically because honestly and truly, Black women are not causing enough ruckus abroad for people to take enough notice. So we're not a major topic of discussion. We're just simply not. Are there some things that go on here and there? Yes. But in general, locals across all countries don't have a problem with the caliber of Black women that is choosing to travel. It's just not happening. Now, when I was living in the United States, I spoke on, and I said several times that, and here's the thing, some of it can be a little hypocritical because I'm on a weight loss journey myself. Now, do I just let myself have I let myself just get obese? No, I've never let that happen, but I'm a woman, so I deal with weight loss and the ups and downs that come with that, just like any other woman. But I'm a trying woman. But no, I have on several occasions spoken about how Black women. I went in on Jasmine Crockett so bad. I went in on her so bad. So y'all weren't here for that. So this is definitely not a situation of you notice the issues of Black men and you never want to say anything about Black women. It's just now that I'm abroad, it don't fit into the conversation. I'm not talking about.
I will say I'm not familiar with it.
I will say this: if Black women become a problem, I will be the first and the loudest on it. You understand?
Okay, you're saying that they become a problem abroad. I understand.
I'm not talking about what's going on in the United States. I'm not even talking about men in the United States on my channel.
Okay, fair enough. I wasn't aware that you spoke about that previously. So, I only started watching your channel recently. And I spoke on your channel recently, and that's when we had the conversation. And it did seem like you were painting, pretending like the problems that Black women have locally, and by locally, I mean in the US, don't exist, but all the problems.
Let me say this too, though. I want to clarify this too. Some of the issues that you bring up, though, I do have to give some pushback. I don't necessarily see them as the issue, and the reason why is for example, you seem to have a huge problem with weaves and wigs. And no, I personally don't like weaves or wigs for myself because I think they're itchy, and if you wear them too long, that can be unsanitary. I like to wash my hair, every other day. The reason why you don't see me specifically going in on Black women for that is because, again, I worked in the Hispanic clubs in the United States. I know them girls is in there wearing extensions. And I was in the club with them at the end of the night while they taking their clip-in extensions off. I worked in the Hispanic club. I lived in Colombia. I know how much fake and unnatural stuff these girls are really wearing. To you, it don't look fake because they wear stuff that matches their natural. It's easier for them to match that kind of stuff to their natural hair texture. So it's I'm never gonna go all the way in on Black women over wearing weaves when I know majority of the girls I used to work with was wearing clip-in extensions, or they had those hair fusions. They wear all that stuff too. They just wear it. They just have a different method as to how they put it in. So it's I'm not going to go in on the Black girls for that. They wear a lot of fake stuff too. A lot of their beauty is not natural. It's just a lot of men assume it's natural because they are of lighter skin, or they're Latina, or they're white. So I'm never going to go all the way in on Black women for that. Do I think them wigs are ugly? Yes. Do I think Black women should be wearing bonnets and stuff like that out in public? Absolutely not. But at the same time, I can't go in on them for weaves and stuff like that for real, because the other women are doing it too.
Well, and that's what I was getting at. So, I mean, there does seem to be a push to hide the cultural flaws of Black women, and when you say oh no, other women do it too, that is hiding what they're doing wrong.
That's not hiding it.
That's deflecting. That's pointing the attention.
That's not deflecting because
that's taking the attention off of them and putting the attention on others.
No, that's not deflecting because, okay, here's the thing. Why isn't it a problem though? Why isn't it a problem? Why can't that just be it's an American woman problem? Why isn't it a problem that Latina women are wearing clip-in wigs and extensions?
Well, it's probably a problem because we don't know. So what you're doing is what's happening. No. What I'm saying, understand this. What I'm saying is, we know the problem exists. Why? Because they wear cheap wigs that fall off randomly. And when you go to their house, they have a mannequin head with a wig on it that stares at you while you're hitting it. It's disgusting. Now, because of that, now that problem exists, so we know it exists with them. What's happening now is snitching.
That's the question. So now is the issue. So now the issue is not just for clarity, because that's the reason why I'm giving you pushback. I know these women are not, a lot of them are not wearing their natural hair, right?
Right.
So the issue is not that the Black women are wearing the weaves and the wigs. The issue is that they are failing to properly blend whatever type of weaves or wigs that they're wearing. You're upset that you can tell that they're wearing it. Is that the real issue?
Because I can tell, I'm aware that it's a problem that exists there.
Okay.
I'm not going to address a problem that I'm unaware of. If someone is able to successfully pull it off and then say, oh, I don't see it. Kind of like if Asian Americans were the biggest criminals in America and we don't know because they do it so well, then we can't really address the problem of criminality amongst them. However, we can see it in the Black community, therefore we can address the problem. We see it amongst Black, we see it. Okay.
Now you know though. I made you aware. So like you didn't know before. Now you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it is an issue that Latina women and white women are wearing hair fusions and clip-in extensions?
Perhaps. I mean, if it's
a problem with that.
Perhaps. I'll give a circumstances. I don't really understand the science of women's hair. If they're like you say, unsanitary because of it, meaning that they don't wash their hair once but every 3 months, meaning 4 times a year, then yes, I would think that that would be a problem. If it limits or just completely negates my ability to pull it while hitting it from the back, then absolutely, I would consider that a problem. Let's see, if it falls off randomly and it's a bunch of crap, if it smells like mango spray and weed juice randomly, I would definitely say that that's a problem. And yeah, if it has like a Goodwill sweater feel to it from time to time, I would definitely say that's a problem. If they say they can't participate in activities like swimming as a result of it and they don't work out as a result of it, I would definitely say that's a problem. Are those things consistent with fusion and whatever they do?
Well, I'll give you this, because here's the thing. I have had these conversations in Black women's spaces, and you got to understand, it's very, very difficult. They just don't hear it from me, because the conversation then goes to, I don't understand because I'm biracial and I have a particular hair type. Therefore, I think that I'm better than them and I'm there to try to put them down. But I have had certain conversations in women's spaces, and they all have got mad at me, where I have told them, you should not be going more than a week without washing your hair. That's unsanitary. Mm-hmm. And not only is it unsanitary, but it stunts your hair growth. So yeah, I think it's absolutely disgusting when I see that a woman has had a weave or a wig in for, and she don't think it stink because sensory adaptation. After a while, you don't smell it. The rest of us smell it, right? But you have to understand I said it, I voiced it, but you have to understand my limitations. A lot of the women think that I just wake up and my hair just got this long because I'm biracial, and that's not true. At one point, I couldn't even grow my hair past my shoulders, right? And this came from me taking care of my hair. This is not my natural hair texture. I have a hair straightening on my hair, and my hair is naturally curly. Even that requires work and maintenance. But here's the thing. People who want to make excuses for themselves or just as lazy and don't want to do their hair, they're going to find any reason to discount whatever you're saying, and because then that would require them to actually do something. Now, I will give Black women some credit as somebody. The reason why I have alisado is because curlier hair is more difficult and time consuming to maintain. I will give them credit, and we must be fair towards Black women in that they have to put more time into their hair if they're going to keep it healthy. But with that said, we have options. I use my option, and I still wear the hair growing out of my hair. But I understand why they do the things they do with their hair. I don't agree with majority of it, but I understand why. And like, I don't want to pretend like they are not dealt a more difficult hand than other women. Okay, so I don't want to pretend that. I understand why they do what they do, but at the end of the day, it's your hair, it's on your head, and you got to learn how to take care of and maintain your own hair, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my humble opinion. But I have, believe you me, I have spoken on these things and I have said them to Black women.
Okay. So I'll give that to you. If you've spoken on those things and you said those to Black women, then that's fine. I just wanted to point out that passport bros aren't the only ones whose reputation precede them. And innocent people, suffer as a result. Last time we spoke, you mentioned an exotic dancer who, didn't get the attention that the Latin girls get. And I think that that's strongly because of the negative reputation, the negative ethnic reputation of Black American women.
No, with that man, because here's the thing, Cuban women have a terrible reputation, especially in the strip club. Here's the thing, with that man, he just liked what he liked. That was a very classy Black woman. He
So
wasn't
it's
like
an individual situation. Because I thought it was a regular thing.
But even, okay, when these men come into the strip club, they're not acting that way. You got to understand, if a Black woman works in a Hispanic club, we don't act the way that the Black women act when they work in all Black club. It's a different. Anytime you go to a club and you see a Black woman working in a predominantly white or Hispanic space, those hiring managers already know what type of Black women not to hire. So that's not a problem in the majority of those clubs because they're not even hiring that type. What it is these men just have a type. They come in and they want to spend money on their preference. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Black women's reputation. Now, I agree with, hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
What I agree with you that in the United States, Black women have the worst reputation than other women in the United States. Yes, I can't deny that. And again, I've spoken on why we do. Unfortunately, it's the same thing that go on with the passport bro movement. When you try to talk to Black people about some things that we need to correct within our community, the conversation always go back to slavery, and people behave like this because of slavery, and it always go back to the white man. And so when we have a culture of that and nobody wanting to address what's going on in our community, it's very difficult to have productive conversations and move forward. So yeah, I've talked about it. I have family members who do not like me and do not talk to me anymore, act like I don't exist, because I've talked about issues and behavioral problems that go on in the Black community on both sides. I talked about the men, I talked about the women, and I primarily put a lot of blame on women for enabling and abetting certain behaviors. And it has caused me to be very isolated. But again, I understand that you just got here.
Okay,
Most of y'all just got here.
Yeah, definitely. You came up on my algorithm like a week ago. So what do I want to say about that? I'm glad that you understand that the reputation exists. And also, you won't get such an asinine conversation from me when it comes to blaming Whitey for, how an individual's hair care techniques or an individual adult's behavior foreign and domestic. I don't have those type of conversations.
Hold on, real quick. Yes, I will consider reviewing it. Go ahead.
Okay, if I send you YouTube videos. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So no, I do appreciate that the conversation doesn't devolve into blaming, an external force that has nothing to do with how a person behaves as an adult. And I do find it sad that you find yourself ostracized from, family members and things like that for trying to protect your own ethnic reputation. So I will give that to you. I don't believe that men are going to just ignore. especially in a situation like strip clubs, which I've been to very few of. I don't think that men are really just going to pick and choose and say she's one of the good ones because she's here. You know, like, I mean, once a person has learned to discuss based on certain characteristics, then they're going to just be turned off by those characteristics. And, you know, that's just how it is. Like you mentioned before, how you like certain cues because it signifies protection to you. You know, like you mentioned that you had like a bad boy face or something like that. And certain visual cues represent protection because, you know, of the people who had those cues. Well, it's the same thing with men. Certain visual cues represents obnoxious, and it's because a large quantity of women that they've seen possess these cues. It's
No,
unfortunate.
these men. Here's the thing, game changer. Women that work in the strip club are just like. Here's what I know, because I
Okay.
have more experience with this than you. Because I worked in a strip
You work at a
club
strip club, yeah.
for 5 years straight, so I have way more experience on the preferences of men and hearing the things that they say. And this is really just a situation where these black men just preferred lighter skinned women and Latinas. It was pure sexual attraction. That's it. It didn't have it was no fault of these African American women, or it was purely, that was just their preference, and that's what they wanted to come spend their money on. That's what they spent time watching pornography with at home, and when they came to the club, that's who they was coming to see. Matter of fact, that's the reason why they came into the Latina club. Because if they want to see some black chicks, they would have went to the black club.
Yeah.
It's just the black club, the Latina clubs just so happen to hire. If you find enough, they will hire. Black girls, classy black girls. So in those clubs, you gonna find beautiful, gorgeous, well behaved black women. So this was just a matter of personal preference. Hold on, let me get to my super chats.
Okay.
Thank you, Ethan Abroad. Why do I feel like I've seen you before? Do you do Instagram? Haven't watched a good live in like 7 months. Thank you. I appreciate you. Darnell, and y'all called me a random dude. Whose man's is this? Who called you random? Oh, when you were on the thing. No, Archie just be looking out for me. He don't know you. He just be looking out for me. And I appreciate him for looking out for me. But Archie just be trying to make sure I don't bring nobody up here that's going to disrespect me or got ill intentions. That's all.
Do you feel
Archie's,
that I've done either or have either?
no, I don't feel like you've been disrespectful towards me. I do think that you just don't like Black American women. And I'm not saying that some of your criticisms are not valid and that I don't understand them. But I think just like underneath it all, and you admitted to this last live, it's just that you're more attracted to the other women. And then it's like, I think a lot of the times y'all have to justify that attraction, that deeper attraction, because people are going to say something to you because you are a Black man that's not really attracted to Black women. Y'all have to justify it with finding as many faults in Black women as you can. And a lot of the times y'all do this and then y'all ignore some of those same behaviors. So for example, I see so many Black women, men talking about Black women being baby mothers in the United States. So that's the thing. Y'all don't want to be stepdads. And I'm not saying you in particular, but a lot of these men in this space will go be a stepdad to a light-skinned woman or a Latina woman. Or, y'all want to talk about the sexual irresponsibility, but y'all will go to these other countries and be engaging in relationships and even taking women off the host roll and moving them into the house. And I'm not saying that you're doing that, but that's the reality of what's going on in Colombia. Majority of the men that are going there are getting into relationships with women who were former prostitutes or women that they retired from the game. So it's like a lot of these same behaviors that y'all will criticize in Black women, you make an exception for the women that y'all like. And there's not enough, like we're not even going to talk about the fact that 84% of the children born in Colombia are born out of wedlock. Yet you don't see this same crusade against Colombian women, right? So that's my point. This really just comes to y'all liking what y'all like at the end of the day.
Okay, that's a gross oversimplification. And really, I think that for whatever reason, I led people to misunderstand my intention. If a person didn't care about Black women or didn't like them, then they wouldn't want them to protect their reputation. Once again, I want Black women to protect their own reputation because I actually do like them. You see, I'm old enough, I'm in my 40s, which means that I'm old enough to see Black women go through a drastic cultural transformation. From the 80s to 90s until today, they went through a drastic transformation, and it's not to the better. Bonnets, wigs, weaves, to the extent that we understand it, wasn't a thing. Black women of today are completely different than Black women of the past, and the men's reaction to modern Black women is a lot different. So the question is, why did they stop? Why did the 90s R&B songs about Black women stop? Because the women have drastically changed. So it's not innate. If it was innate, then we would have felt this way during the Soul Train days. We would have felt this way during the Pam Grier days. We would have felt this way during the 90s R&B days. It's not innate.
Men were dating out and dating other races of women there. That's just the industry change. And honestly and truly, this is why I say this is like it's one-sided towards Black women, because like women in general in the United States have changed. Like women in general, I've seen, but here's the thing. The obesity rate, do Black women have the highest rates of the obesity? Yeah, but the obesity rate in general has just gone up. A lot of these women, y'all talk about the masculine behaviors of Black women. A lot of these women in the United States, across all races, behave in a very masculine manner. And with some of these groups, y'all consider that to be sexy behavior if they going on acting masculine. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of what y'all will tolerate and accept is highly dependent upon whether or not you find a woman attractive. And this is just something that I've noticed across the board. And that's why I say, even though I can be fair and say there are things that Black women, because should really be focusing on cleaning our own house up, can change. And I think it would produce better men over time. I also see that if you have better women, obviously that's going to produce better men. Why? Because the women have, first of all, the women will choose better men because they have a better mindset. So they'll choose better men to be fathers. And then on top of that, they will be mothers who actually hold their sons to a standard and teach their for example, you got these single mothers who are allowing their sons to smoke with them, that are allowing their sons to run amok in the streets, that don't make their sons go to school and do their homework. I saw that because I was a teacher. They go cuss the teacher out because you telling them that they son skipping school. So when you have better, more responsible women, then obviously that's going to trickle down to the children.
I would say that they should just not be single mothers. Like, wouldn't that solve that problem? Wouldn't that be a better solution?
I mean, that's not a one-sided thing. And here's the thing: when the women do say we gonna stop having sex, the men talk about us for that too. Women who are online and they're like, I'm celibate, and they're promoting celibacy and they're promoting waiting until marriage, oftentimes they get more hate than the women that's out here sleeping around.
Well, there's a lot of things that a woman can do that's between being completely celibate and becoming a single mother. There's like all sorts of things that women can do.
Bring up sexual irresponsibility. So it's like, here's the thing. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do in between, but you still gonna get demonized for that. Women get demonized for taking. You probably don't, but women get demonized for having abortions. Women get demonized for taking Plan B pills. Women get demonized by certain groups of men for even taking birth control pills. Women get demonized for having casual sex. Women get demonized for being celibate. Women get demonized for choosing not to have children. Then women get demonized for being single mothers. So it's like, if you want to find fault, you won't always be able to find fault. Do I think that women need to be more choosy and responsible in who they choose to have children with? Absolutely. That's our responsibility. It's called
Right.
natural selection. Okay. So yes, we do need to be more responsible. But at the same time, I always also recognize that shit don't matter when y'all go to these other countries. Like, it don't matter. The women can be as sexually irresponsible as they want to be. As long as the men think that they're fine, they are going to play Captain Save-A-Hoe. And that just is what it is.
Well, to be fair, that's true here. I mean, if a woman is attractive enough, men overlook.
Yeah, that's why y'all think
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be so honest here. Some of the men go hate me in this chat. Why do y'all think I've never cared about being a single mother? I've never cared about that insult being thrown at me. It has had no real effect on my dating prospects.
Exactly.
The men
So
that,
we're not treating
the
Colombian women different. We're treating
the
attractive
men
women
that, yeah, the men that I want to date don't care.
different. So again,
By
we're
this
not treating Colombian women
By
different.
this age, by this age, hold on, but y'all are, I'm gonna say I get treated differently because I'm gonna get treated differently because I look like a preference. I don't have to be Colombian. I have to just have a look, right? By this age, most of the dudes that I like, because I'm 33 now, and most of the dudes I like, they're handsome dudes. By this age, they've either had a kid or they starting to have kids just like me. So it's like that type of rhetoric has never affected me and my in my dating pool, because the men that I date don't care if a woman has kids. So that just is what it is.
So we can agree that it's not just men treating foreign women different. Like, if a man finds a woman attractive, he's willing to overlook a kid or two. So, so once again, it's not it's not national preference. It's not because men prefer Colombian women or they're giving them some type of special pass. They're giving them an attractive woman pass. So which is completely different.
But
Which is
men,
inverse.
here's my point. It's not just a lot of men. Let's be clear. A lot of black men are not giving black women the attractive woman pass, even if they're attractive, because y'all don't like black women. Y'all are not attracted to black women.
Well, if they're not attracted to black women, then that black woman is not attractive to him. Therefore, she doesn't get a pass.
Why they don't get as much of. That's why they're not getting as much of a pass.
Right.
And I think men need to be honest about that. The problem is not the single motherhood. It's the single motherhood coupled with the fact that I'm just simply not attracted to that single mother. And that's why this is why I say black women hold validity when they're calling out the hypocrisy. And y'all are not willing to admit that. Single motherhood is not a problem, because if the single motherhood was a problem, y'all would not be flocking to Colombia the way that y'all do. And men would not be trying to get into relationships with Colombian women at the rate that they're trying to get into relationships with Colombian women. I've seen these men move these women and their children in. The single motherhood is honestly and truly a non-factor.
I wouldn't say that, but I will say that once again, a woman can receive a pass if she's attractive enough. Now, what black women have to ask is, why aren't black men attracted to them the same way that they're not attracted to, or that they are attracted to other races of women, and other ethnicities of women? And the reason for that is they're fat. Let's start there. The fake hair and the attitude. So yes, we're not going to give you a pass if you have one of these three glaring problems in addition to single motherhood.
Changer, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree, because there's no way that you're gonna convince me that skin color does not play a role in this. Because
I'm
I will
saying
see y'all, I will
skin
see y'all
tone.
go date thick. I will see y'all go date thick. I seen y'all go date tortas that are single mothers. I seen y'all go date every race of women and the problems that they come with, and excuse that while also not while not excusing Black women for the same thing. And
I've
again,
never
I'm not saying Black women can't work on those issues and that we shouldn't work on those issues, because we should really do it because it's the right thing to do for yourself. So I'm not saying that. Nobody should want to be overweight and fat. Nobody should want to have a bunch of baby daddies. Women should try not to be single mothers because it's best for the child to have a 2-parent household, right? But at the same time, I be looking and seeing that it don't matter as much when it comes to other races of women. So we're gonna have to disagree on that. Just
So,
agree to
can I
disagree,
say
because
this?
we're never gonna see eye to eye on that.
Okay, can I say this? The successful athletes or Black men that you're talking about in the Latina clubs, are they going after the fat ones?
Oh, I definitely seen them shoo a fit Black women away for not only fat, because a woman could be fat and she built right, but for bad built Latinas. I've seen it. Oh, I done seen some baby. The stuff I've seen in the strip club. The stuff I've seen. Let me tell you, a Black woman has to be perfect in the strip club. You understand? For a Black man to spend his money on her, body gotta be T, face gotta be T. A light skin or a Latina woman, he don't mind a little gut. He don't mind some fat. He don't mind some raw. He don't mind a little double chin. He don't mind some cellulite. Them Black women that work in that club gotta be perfect from head to toe. The standard is not the same. And here's the thing. I don't have a dog in this fight. It don't benefit me to say these things. I'm light skinned. I gotta tell the truth about what I've seen Black women experience and how much they get taxed just for being Black in the strip club. I keep it up a stack.
Well, I'm not familiar with the setting, so I'm not going to pretend like I am. I want to bring up something else before I go, right quick, if I can. So on your last show, you covered a guy. He was telling a story about 2 or 4 Latinas, 2 of them being Dominican and the other 2 being Colombian, and they got into a fight with each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And his conclusion of this behavior was that women are like that everywhere. It's not just Black American women. Was the whole thesis of his story, and I found that interesting that he was comparing the plurality of Black American women to the prostitutes of Latin America, and saying that the behavior is universal. He's basically saying that Black American women's behavior is the equivalent to international prostitutes. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's not what I took away from that conversation.
I did. Yeah.
Again, I don't think that majority of Black women act like international prostitutes. The majority of the Black women that I do know are classy and educated. The issue is that you have a big enough minority of Black women, and it's big enough to where it's causing a problem, and I'll be for real about that, of Black women who don't know how to act, so they make it hard for the rest of us. But I would not say that the majority of the Black women behave in the same way that international prostitutes behave in. No, I would not say that. But I would say, if we're talking about what's going on in the United States, yeah, it's enough Black women that show their ass to where it's becoming a problem. But again, I don't really speak on that topic anymore because that's not the lane that I'm in. I talk about things going on internationally, but I have spoken about this.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for.
I love me. Hold on. Let me get to some of these. What's up, Jeremiah? What's up? Glad to see you popping in. What's up? Good to see you. That's not true in Atlanta strip clubs. The reason why it's not true in Atlanta strip clubs, because in Atlanta, the Black women are the majority in the strip clubs. You go see how Black women get treated when they have to compete in a market that's flooded with Latinas and white women, like Miami. And it's a whole different story. Atlanta is like a Black Mecca, right? So that's why it's not true for Atlanta strip clubs. What you say, mulatto? Not mulatto. Milano. MariahSincere, you see me asking to come up, but you ignoring me when I told Razor Rays to check his email to collab with you. I don't see you asking to come up. Hold on. I already got somebody else waiting in the back. Okay, Game Changer, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
I got Darnell in the back. Milano, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna put Darnell up, and I'm not gonna talk with Darnell for more than 10 minutes. Okay, Milano? And then I will let you come up, and you will be my last person that I let come up, okay? Hold on. Okay. Hi, Darnell. How are you today?
I'm all right, ma'am. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I like how you say ma'am.
I'm from Dallas, so originally.
Okay, so
But
you already know.
yes, ma'am, I do.
You was right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've just been listening and just wanted to, I guess, throw in my 2 cents. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, I agree with with a lot what you've said tonight, especially with Game Changer. Uh, and I think the other guy's name was Darnell. Yeah, I think he had another Darnell on the show earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I do agree with you that there is prejudice for whatever reason when it comes to Black men dating Black women. It's like, okay, Black women don't seem to be, or I apologize, I meant it's coming out wrong. I meant to say, or Black men aren't holding white women and Latina women, especially lighter skinned Latina women, to the same standards that
Mm-mm.
they're holding Black women. It's
Not at all.
yeah. I mean,
Because I noticed how I never got held to the same standard. My body ain't never had to be perfect. I ain't never had to be in shape all the way. I ain't never had to be child free.
Well, I mean, I just think
None of that ever applied to me.
Yes, ma'am, and I think it kind of triggered a memory back about 20 years ago. I was stationed at Fort Lewis, in Tacoma, Washington. They had a high Black population in Tacoma, but there was also, but it was mixed though. It was Blacks, whites, and there was this thing. It was just crazy where I kid you not, you're probably not going to believe me, but there was this thing where Black men were sitting up here trying to get with pregnant white women. I kid you not.
Well, they say, you know what they say about that pregnant cooch? Go ahead.
I've heard, I couldn't tell you from experience, but I've heard that, but I don't know.
Okay.
I just, to me, 20 minutes of pleasure is just not good enough for, to take on another man's responsibility. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I mean, it's not to say, hey, I'm not going to date single moms or anything. I don't think what I think it is like, okay, because I'm 39, so at my age, if I were to say, hey, I'm not going to date any single moms, well, guess what? I'm probably going to be single the rest of my damn life. All right.
Right. That don't even make sense at that age.
I mean, if I was a young man, if I was say 21, 22, now I did say that when I was in my early 20s, you know, which ironically didn't stop me from dating single moms. But
Yeah.
the thing is, but the thing is, you know, if I was in my early 20s, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
Because hey, I mean, why am I, you know, going to be taking on this kind of responsibility? You know, I'm young, I'm in my prime. You know, if, you know, women want a provider, you know, I should be able to have my own standards as well. You know,
Yeah, but I feel
but
like after 30, all that go out the window, in my opinion. I don't even understand women who be over 30 talking about they don't want no man with no kids. And here's the thing, the type of man that a lot of these women like, he gonna have some kids. He get women.
yeah,
If you want a man that's like relationship, that like to be in a relationship, a lot of those men were having kids. They were in relationships and having kids when they were in their 20s. Oh shit! Somebody is in the background with their fiddling out.
wow.
Wow. Disgusting. Okay. Anyway, if you want if you want a man that's in his 30s in relationship materials, a lot of the times they were having children and settled down in their 20s, and now they're divorcing. So they got kids and they come with kids. That's just the reality of the situation. And that's why I say people be so unrealistic. They do that, but that's another reason why a lot of these men be trying to tell y'all to get with these young girls that's 20 and 30 years younger than y'all.
Yeah, but I mean that's not gonna, you know, you get with a woman that's, you know, 20 to 30 years your junior, you know, that's not you're not gonna have a real relationship with her, you know.
She gonna leave
Period.
anyway. She gonna leave when she get about 30. She gonna leave
Yeah.
once she realize she got with you for the wrong reasons and you got with her first. She gonna leave and she gonna say you took her youth.
Yeah, you groomed me. You took advantage of me. I was young. You know.
It never fails. That's what's gonna happen.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's, but you know, that just kind of comes to a point where, okay, you know, in another talking point that I do agree with you on, is I don't even think it's a, you know, a black woman thing. You know, it's you had said earlier, in America we have a cultural problem, and I agree 100% wholeheartedly. I mean, it's not even at this point, it's not even just black women anymore. I mean, white women, if you look at the stats, white women, while they're still they're not as prevalent as single mothers, their stats have tripled. So their stats are rising. Black women have plateaued.
Oh yeah. All other races of women are becoming single mothers at rapid rates. It's not gonna go no higher. You know, we going where we at, where we gonna be at with it.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, a lot of black women now are just the younger generation of black women are just completely choosing to forego having children at all. So it's like the kids that are being born to single mothers, but there is a rise in black women who are just choosing not to have children at all.
Oh yeah, you know, most definitely, and you know, but the thing is, you know, your point earlier about, okay, you know, certain things are being ignored. You know, it's like, okay, dating, you know, a lot of the passport bros choosing to date, saying, oh yeah, we're tired of dating single moms in America, so we're going to go overseas, and then you wind up in a country. I believe you said the stat was 84% of Colombian women are single moms. I think you said.
Not 84% are single moms, but 84% of the children that are born in Colombia are born into single mothers. So that's a higher stat than in the United States, and that is a higher rate than African American women who are having children. There's also a rise in Colombian women who are choosing to forgo motherhood altogether. So that trend is the same in Colombia.
Right. You know, but to me, it's just nuts, and it kind of reminds me of my own hypocrisy. You know, when I was younger, I didn't go to Colombia, but I went to Brazil, and you know, and I got to be honest with you, ma'am. Years ago, I did say, "Oh yeah, black women this, black women that. I ain't dating a black woman."
And then you went to Brazil. That didn't make no sense, but go ahead.
Well, I didn't go to Brazil first. First, I started. Okay, I said I'm not going to date. You know, I had bad experiences. So I quit dating black women, and then you know, well, white women don't act like this and all this other stuff. You know, Latina women. You know, it was just bullshit. But the thing is, later on, yeah, I did go to Brazil because I'm thinking, okay, yeah, they're much better and this and that. I come to find out the hard way.
Thank you, Game Changer. Go ahead.
I found out the hard way, you know, like my ex-fiance, I was engaged down there. My ex-fiance was, man, she gave me hell. We would fight every 2 damn days. Every 2 days, we'd fight over something stupid. Nothing. You know, but I was giving her a lot more leniency than I would, you know, an American woman. You know, I think maybe because, this was the first time I had a foreign relationship, I think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
you know,
and they be drama filled. I see it because I'm down here. Okay, they'll take you to the cleaners in a divorce too, all of that. So that's why I say, to a certain extent, I do see what the men are talking about in terms of the women being more like family oriented and like willing to do household, like domestic work. And I will say that, and then part of the reason too, though, y'all got to take what comes along with that. Part of the reason too is because they don't work as hard career wise, and there's not contributing as much financially to the household as an American woman does. So that has a lot to do with it too. Those women ain't really trying to, you know, they rather you know, just be taken care of financially. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And like that sounds good, but after a while, a lot of men don't admit this, but after a while, a lot of y'all don't be liking that. A lot of y'all don't be liking no woman that just every time you come home, you don't had a hard day of work. Is she at the house? And then a lot of these women have the nerve too to after a while get comfortable, and even they don't want to be cooking and cleaning like they agreed to. So that's just the reality of the matter. Thank you so much, Darnell. I appreciate you with the 1999 super chat. I'm about to get me a nice profile pic too, Darnell. I'm still new to this. Yeah, Milano, I'm gonna bring you up. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna keep Darnell on here we're gonna do another 2 minutes. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let him get his thoughts out. I thought that was you earlier. I thought you were this Darnell currently on the panel. Okay, go ahead, Darnell.
Just give me 1 second. You can keep talking, man. Just give me 1 second.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm listening to you. Or you need to go do something.
Okay. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I think it's, you know, we got to stop being, you know, hypocrites, you know, when it comes to, you know, things like this, and stop being delusional. But I also think it's too, do you feel social media is pushing a lot of these false narratives and things of that nature and programming people's minds?
I think social media encourages homosexual behavior. And it's not just among men, women. Like, women be trying to stunt for each other and men be trying to stunt for each other. Like, for example, when I be seeing these women talking about, oh, they not gonna cook for a man that they having sex with. And it's like, bro, you already having sex with them. Like, that should be the most valuable thing that you gave to him, right? So it's like you will put your emotions, because that's an emotional thing. You will put no matter how much women try to spin it. I mean, if you can't emotionally connect with a man through sex as a woman, something is wrong. Something is very wrong, in my opinion. But it's like sex, that should be an emotional thing. And then on top of that, it's, you know, you putting your body at risk for some STDs and things like that. Why are you not going and cooking again? What's the problem? And especially when you should already be cooking, it really should be you cooking for yourself. He just coming to get some. And that don't have nothing to do with like you being a woman and everything to do with like, girl, like, why are you eating out every day? That's not healthy. You need to be cooking at home and things like that. So I take issue with that. And then these women who, you know, constantly trying to prove to other women how much they're getting from men without doing anything. Why are you trying to prove, like, why are you trying to stand in front of these women? Do you like women? I'm not gay. I like men. I'll tell you right now, if my man come over here right now, he asked me to get up and cook. If I'm not just dog tired, I'm getting up and cooking. If I'm dog tired, I'll at least get up and put him a little something together. But I'm gonna go cook for my man. I ain't got time to be fronting in front of these women. Because I like men, and I would not even be in a relationship with a man that I didn't want to do shit for. Same thing. You got a lot of men, this whole, simps, don't be nice to women, don't treat the women right, don't cuff this type of woman. It's like, who are you impressing? Other men? Do you care? Date the women you like and treat them how you want to treat them. Because you just trying to stunt in front of other men. And like, do you want to, like, what's going on?
Well, I do have to be honest with you. Like, I don't believe a man should be a simp. But the thing is, being a simp, I think people, a simp is a man that devotes a lot of time, money, and energy to a woman that does not reciprocate those the same feelings for him. That is the definition of a simp. But I think a lot of people don't. They take the they take the definition out of context, you know.
Well,
so
yeah,
when they
I
say
think anybody should be with somebody that don't want them and is not treating them right. But if a woman wants you, men will make fun of other men for just treating a woman right that is treating them right. For treating a woman right that wants them, men will still make fun of another man because they feel like that man is supposed to be dragging that woman through the mud. Here's the thing, people today don't like to see people in happy, healthy relationships where both people are pouring into the relationship. And that's just the reality. People think it's cool for somebody to get into a relationship and completely drain the other person. That's the problem here.
It's a crab in the bucket mentality. You know, the person that is they don't have what you got, so they want to ruin whatever you have, you know. So it's like you got a woman who's single, but she has a friend that's married. Oh, girl, you need to leave him. No, girl, this is what you should do. You know, I don't know if you remember. You remember when Simone Biles, when her husband, I forget his name, Jonathan something. He played for Houston, but he said, "I'm the prize," and it started this internet backlash.
Well, I'm gonna be fair. In that situation, I understand why it started the backlash. Cause like, I ain't never been with no man that would have said that about me. About himself in regards to me. Like, I've never been with a man that gonna sit up here and say he the prize in a relationship. No. Because like when a man really like you and you're his type, he's never gonna say that. He gonna talk about how like beautiful you are and how like he not gonna talk about you in terms of him being above you and like he the prize and no. I thought that was weird too. In terms of them saying she needs to leave him, that's her choice. You know, but I wasn't saying she needed to leave him, but it was very clear in that dynamic that she was not his type. And women were not wrong to say that. She not his type. You don't sit up there and say that about nobody that you really want. I wouldn't even say that. Like, I'm a woman and I would never say that about my boyfriend. Like, I would never say I'm the prize in a relationship. Like, it should be when two people mutually like each other, they should both feel like, God bless me. Like, I really got lucky. Like, both people should feel lucky in the relationship. You shouldn't feel like you did that person a favor or that you're the prize and they should be happy to have you. It's like, no, you want to feel like in a relationship where both people like really rock with each other, both people gonna feel blessed. They ain't never gonna sit up here talking about I'm the prize. That kind of conversation not happening in a real relationship.
Well, I think people just took his comments a little too seriously. You know, I mean, when I watched the clip, he was giving an interview and stuff like that, and he was just asked a question. So who's the prize in your relationship? And he goes, "I'm the prize." And and then they just start laughing.
He meant
But
that. He meant that.
well,
He
I
meant
mean,
that.
they're still married. I mean, but even Simone Biles had to come out and tell all the women, "Hey, stop flooding my Instagram, telling me to leave my husband. We got a happy
Well, they shouldn't have did that.
relationship." What's that?
No, they shouldn't have did that. Here's the thing. People need to learn how to, and I know people think that, like, here's the thing. You can give your public opinion without saying it directly to that person. So it's like they could have given their public opinion about the relationship, but to go to her page with that is insane. That's like mental issues, in my opinion. But he put that out there. I don't believe that people took that the wrong way. Oh my God, I see a freaking lizard in the house. I don't believe that people took that the wrong way. I think they took that the correct way. And but at the same time, it's not nobody's place to tell her to leave her man, especially if she's not in a dangerous situation. But he meant what he said with that, for sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on, just on that point. But, I mean, but we do agree that, okay, yeah, there's a lot of, thanks to social media, we're so interconnected in things, and it's, it is kind of ridiculous where some people have mental health issues, trying to influence, what each other person should do, so we do agree on that point.
If there was no social media, we wouldn't even known he felt that way, because he wouldn't even got on that podcast and said that. So it wouldn't even been an issue. They would have just went about their relationship and nobody would even be commenting on it. So social media definitely plays a role. And I will say, in a lot of cases, people do nitpick things. But here's the thing. I'm going to let you go because I done had Milano back here waiting for so long.
Okay. Well, before you let me, yes, ma'am. Just before you let me go, I'll just say this. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And I just got to say, I think you're getting way too much criticism, for people, from too many different people saying, I guess with you being in this space, I got to be honest, I didn't know who you were until the whole situation with the Homie Hub thing. That's how I found out who you are. That's how you hit my algorithm.
Here's the thing. The men are going to keep being mad. This is why I forgot to say this. A lot of the reason why men get mad is because they understand, and this is just the reality of the matter. Because I'm a woman, I have way more marketability than them. It's just the reality. So there are opportunities that are coming my way, things that I legally can't speak on. Like that those are the type of opportunities that I'm getting. To where I legally can't speak on them. Things are gonna come my way from all of this, not just because I have an Instagram presence. Opportunities are coming my way that there have been men that have been doing this for years, and they're never going to get these kind of opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
So
I mean,
it's just a reality. It's a hater. It's just hating. They see it. They see the upward projection. They see the box that they place myself in. That they place themselves in. It's a trap. Once you start talking about certain things, and that's what you built your audience around, you can't move from that space. So it is what it is. It's jealousy. A lot of it is jealousy, and I understand.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's to me, I just think it's ridiculous where they're trying to tell you can't be, in the travel space and all this other. That's just stupid.
Well, I'm here, and it wasn't on purpose. But I'm here, and I truly believe, like, when you stay true to who you are and your message is genuine, people gonna stop and look. It was people that came trying to tear me down, and now that audience is over here. Here's the thing. Anybody that come listen to me, people can talk shit all they want to. Because all you're gonna do is send people over here and then they're gonna hear what I'm really about. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna stay. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I personally, this just my 2 cents. I don't know what it's worth to you, but I think you're very fair and open-minded. I think you see the reality of both sides. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate you for that. Darnell, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Let Mariah tell her story. She's good people. I appreciate y'all. And one day, I told my story many times. One day I'll come on here and talk about it some more. But Darnell, I gotta let you go. Milano has been very patient.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Milano. What's up, Archie? Thank you. Welcome to the hood, the Travel Space Barbecue Cookout. Thank you. You so funny.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. How are you?
So the opportunity you're going to get, Mariah, because I waited so long, me and you in a boxing match next week in Santo Domingo.
Why would you want to get embarrassed publicly like that?
What'd you say?
Why would you want to get embarrassed publicly like that?
Well, if I win, you got to cook me Texas ribs. If I lose, I'll take you shopping.
I don't want to beat me up. Then tell me to cook. That don't make no sense.
I'm just messing with you. Now, what I wanted to say was my whole point. Mine was going to be quick. That's why I was trying to rush because I'm about to go out and stuff like that. But
go ahead.
What I was going to say was, when you was talking about with the Razor Rays, I hit him up and he had other emails, so he had to really look into yours. But if it wasn't for me, he would never found yours because I was on him. Pause.
Thank you. Because look, he put me up on Instagram, but with his real name, and I'm like, sir, we know you as Razor Rays. I was not going to never see that message.
Yeah. And then, he was like, I don't see it. And then he kept looking. He's like, oh, okay, I see it and stuff like that. So I was just telling you, if anybody lied and said they put you on or with him, it was me. I was the one that in the background. So I was just letting you know, I don't need you to say, oh, I owe you. You need to do an interview. If you choose never to do an interview with me, I'll never hold it against you. I completely understand. But I don't know who this Archie guy is. I don't know if he personally knows you. Y'all mad or he's just a mod or whatever. But he never know. Huh?
That's my dog.
But, okay. I don't know who he is to you, but he's never met me. He don't know nothing about me. He's just going off what people are saying. But yeah, I was honest. I'm probably the most realest person here in this travel space ever. You know what I mean?
I do think I saw a video where you was low-key trying to talk shit about me. Am I tripping?
I was hoping you don't respond to that, but you didn't do it. No, I didn't talk junk about you. I did a video about you.
I see a lot of stuff that I don't say nothing. People tag me and all kind of stuff, and I don't say nothing.
Yeah, actually, it was a video about when you was going off the guys, and I was just laughing like, oh, well, you know, she's going off on you guys, but you can't blame Milano. She's throwing it out there because a lot of the guys was like, oh, because you're filming the women and filming all this and telling about this, you're giving up the game, you're blowing the spot up. Well, when I think you got irritated with the guys and you was like, yeah, you know, these guys, they're not using protection with the Colombian women. They're coming down. It was like, yo, you can't even blame Milano now. I'm good. I'm just messing. I wasn't even bashing you. That's probably why you didn't even respond. Because I was like, yo, y'all can't blame me. Hey, I'm good.
No, this is what happened. I made the video warning the dudes that you could possibly get deported if you denied entry. If they do a search on you and they find you with a big box of rubbers. So, in my opinion, the only response should have been good to know. That's it. The men took that as an opportunity to drag my name through the mud, talk shit, make videos, call me a hoe, say I'm hating on them, say I'm jealous of other race women. So in response to that, I said, okay, since y'all want to come on, and they still comment to none of those videos to this day talking shit, because Like one of them videos got like almost 1 million views, right?
Yo, you kind of got me popping on one of those shorts. I got 23K. So good look this. You got me popping.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. I said, so since y'all want to come on here and do all that, and I said, okay, well, ladies, if your man is going on a boy trip to Colombia, he's for sure cheating. They
love
have
that one, man. I'm watching over.
My whole thing is, if y'all are acting like I was attacking you when I wasn't, I was telling you what's going on with immigration. I wasn't attacking you. I was just telling the truth. Now you finna see what it look like when I come at your throat, and you're not gonna like what I gotta say. So leave me the fuck alone. Okay. So they got upset with me because I said that. But honestly and truly, what I said was just common sense. If you a woman and you think your man come to Colombia in 2026 and he not coming to deal with prostitutes, you're retarded.
Yeah. Yo, it's even known for Brazil like that. Like, I got a boy, he can't go to Brazil, period, man. Like, because they blew it up on the magazine. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the backstory with me, with my situation where I was talking about why I was like, guys can't blame me anymore, because guys was like, oh yeah, I was the guy that blew up Sasua back in 2012, 2013. And a lot of guys like, yo, I can't even go to Sasua with my homeboys because their girlfriends or wives won't let them go because they know about Sasua because of your freaking videos and stuff. And it's like, bro, they probably shouldn't be doing it. So if they're wrong for doing it, that's their problem, not mine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out, because I'm gonna keep it on it. How I got into Sasua, doing Sasua was I was dating a girl for like, I want to say 2 or 3 years, living together, and she was stealing from me. So that was the first strike. But one time my mom paid for a flight to come to Boston, because since she's from Massachusetts, and she paid my mom half the money, but then she didn't want to pay the mom the rest of the money, but she was buying new phones and everything. So when you play with my mom, it's like, okay, now I can't forgive you. So my mom's like, no, chill out. I'll just call it a loss. I don't want to mess up y'all relationship. Y'all live together. No, I went off on that girl and told her either she paid my mom the rest of the money and she can get out and throw her out. So the chick ended up giving me the money for my mom, threw me extra $40 for whatever, I don't know, but whatever it is, you know what I mean? And she, my mom got her money, but once I looked at that, I hit my boy like, yo, what's those prices in the Republic? Let me check that out. And I'll be honest with you, did I monger? Yes. Did I pay to play? But I'm looking at like, yo, I'd rather give a chick $40 I know than to live with a chick that's stealing $40 or $20 from me that I'm living with. So that's how my mindset was at that time. And, I was heartbroken. I'll be honest, because I really was close to this person. Like, we was like almost about to get married and stuff like that. Like, we were really close because we were living together and everything. And so I'll be honest with you. You know that song, Jay-Z Song Cry, when he was talking about his chick and stuff like that? That was similar like mine. Because I was having her move some of them packs, some green packs, if you know what I mean, that Mary Jane. So, like, we were really that close, and I was making that money. So, that's the thing. When I came in doing the YouTube thing, I didn't have 9 to 5 money, but, I'm not promoting that type of stuff. But, so it was like, when I came, my boy was like, yo, don't tell her what you did. Just say da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I'm going to be honest. I told her, yeah, I cheated on you. We're done. And so she lived there until she found a place.
Wait. Hold on. Let's run that back. First of all, let me respond. Shout out to Archie. Salute to Flint DR for sponsoring Razor Ray's interview and setting it up. Not Milano. Anybody can say anything on the panel. Thank you, Flint. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we gotta give Flint. I probably wouldn't have been. I like Razor Ray, but in terms of me kind of like initiating it, then I probably wouldn't have emailed Razor Rays at all, about that. So we got to give Flint the credit. But Milano was saying he got Razor Rays, because I was wondering, I was like, where's Razor Ray? Why he ain't responding back to me? I was like, because somebody told me he was shy. I'm like, is he just too shy? Hold on, let me get to Darnell, and then we can continue the conversation. Salute to Flint. Exactly, Archie. And then I just want to give a thank you to anybody who has sent a super chat. Let me check my Cash Apps. I'm sorry, I don't be checking my Cash Apps like that. I need to start doing it. Okay, I haven't got any cash apps, but thank y'all to anybody who has subscribed. Send a super chat, because honestly, y'all keep it going. Because honestly and truly, I'm dedicating a lot of time to this. So I appreciate you. And Darnell, you've been like heavily donating tonight. So I appreciate that. Okay, go ahead.
I can go.
Milano.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I could hear you now. You was thinking.
No.
Shaking up.
I don't want to skip over that part. So you were saying that the girl stole from you, but then you said you admitted to the girl you cheated on her. But did you cheat on her before or after she stole from you?
After.
Are you
Because
telling
that
me
was the
truth?
straw that broke the camel's back. Yes, I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. Like, that's was the straw that broke the camel's back, because I was rejecting my boy from going to DR. I was like, nah, I'm in a relationship. I can't really do that. So I was rejecting that offer. But when and it wasn't, and listen, actually, I'm sorry, I'm lying. It wasn't the stealing from me. Remember what I told you? Once you mess with my mom, all bets are off. Like, you being trying to pay my mom back, I'm like, okay, now I'm about to go haywire. You know what I mean? Because, like, yo, you going against another black woman that vouched for you, told me to treat you good, paid for the flight for you to come to Boston, let you stay with her, let you hang out with her friends like you was one of them. Like, my mom even was so real. Like, when we went to Massachusetts, my mom didn't want us sleep in the same bed because she didn't want us to mess around in her house. She paid for hotels so we could do that. So you can't give the lady back her money for the plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Okay, I get it.
You know
You was in your
so,
things happen. I have a question. Why everybody keep coming at your neck? What's going on, Milano?
Well, the thing about it is a lot of these guys hate me because they ain't me. This is remember what you were saying with the whole stripper stuff? This is let me tell you, this is what these guys do, right? And I've seen it because people hit me up like, oh, I think homegirl's a stripper or whatever. What they do is they try to look in your background. If they see any dirt or anything they think is dirt, they'll try to either use it against you or fabricate it so much where they try to tarnish your name, because a lot of these guys are cowards. None of these guys will ever come and see me in person. They already know that. You know what I mean? So that's just how they are, man. They're the type that will tarnish your name. Some of these guys will even try to call your job to mess up your job employment. That's happened in the past. They did that to people. You know what I mean? A lot of them are degenerates, so you really gotta be careful. And like OJ Duke Jackson, the censor said, Razor is not shy. It's true. He's not. They're capping. See, again, these guys be lying all the time. I hate these freaking liars, bro. Like, one of these days, these niggas are gonna die lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I tell them, like, bro, Razor is not shy.
People who were beefing with are his cash cows household, so he needs to keep them happy too. So he said the issue is the people who you were beefing with are his cash cows, so he needs to keep them happy too. So platforming you may be an issue. I mean, I would argue that people will tune in at this point. Who people I was beefing with, I would argue that people would tune in. More people would tune in to see me on his channel than they would to see those people.
Yeah. I think they really want to get you on Razor Ray's channel because they're really interested in what you're saying and stuff like that.
Yeah, more people would tune in. The conversation gonna be more interesting, and more people gonna tune in to see that. Now, I understand I'm still growing my platform, and because I keep it so authentic, it weeds out a lot of people. But like, let's be very clear, my platform on here, it is growing, and people gonna tune in more for that interview. We'll see what the numbers do. But it's to the point where anybody that's smart, they see what's going on, and they see the vision, and they see what's happening. And that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, go ahead. Milano.
Yeah, I hear you. The things break up. But no, I just wanted to, what I wanted to say was, I just wanted to let you know that's what I did and stuff like that. Cause I got to head out. I got to do this nightlife stuff. You know what I mean? Get this content and stuff like that. But, no, I just wanted to let you know I'm the one that, told Razor Rays to, check his email. And it wasn't even about the cash cows. Like I said, he had different emails. That's why he couldn't find your stuff. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys, watch what I tell you. A lot of these guys are gonna start making blighs on you. There's gonna be a lot of people doing crazy stuff. I've seen them. I've seen guys who they stand up, bash women in this sector. I swear to God, they bash women that didn't even do nothing, made videos and everything. You know what I mean?
No, it was a dude. This is before the homies hub, like the day before the homies hub came out, made his video on me, and I wasn't getting on YouTube at that time. Like I had kind of, I wouldn't say I had given up, but I was just like, bro, because that was during the time where YouTube stopped recommending long form videos and they was focusing on promoting them shorts. YouTube was just going through a change at that time. So it hit my political content hard. But there was a dude that made a whole video. Now I'm in my video talking about the dating dynamics in Colombia. And this man within that same video was saying I'm in Thailand selling cootie cat. Meanwhile, I ain't never sold cootie cat nor been to Thailand. I literally said this in the video. So I already know the stuff they do. It's childish, it's immature, it's high school games. It's not really nothing they can say to faze me. It ain't really nothing that they can say to ruin my reputation. I don't give a damn. Like you gotta actually like, here's the thing, no dudes that anybody want anything to really do with, date for real, high caliber dudes is on the internet sitting up like just lying on women like that. So it's like, who cares? Everybody can see it for what it is, regardless if they choose to feed into it. Milano, you a good dude, but you got drafted in the 5th round, bro. You used to play sports, or is that like just a saying? Is that some type of inside joke?
Yeah, I don't know. These guys always talk trash. They hate me because they ain't me. A lot of these guys can't even go like over a month to go overseas, and I'm already doing it. So I take that as a compliment. But yeah, I'm about to head out, man. I had to wait for old boy, the incel that hated black women, to talk all that time you had him on. And I don't hate black women. I just like it getting on their nerves every once in a while. Shoot, I piss my mom once a week. If I don't piss off a black woman once a week, I feel like I'm not doing nothing. And I just do it for fun.
Okay, well, you know what? You know, you cool in my book, Milano. A lot of that stuff y'all got going between y'all got going between y'all to do. So, you know, I form my own opinion about people.
Tell RT to see me in that boxing ring, sis. Let's get it up.
No,
I got the money for that. Let's get up, RT.
Y'all get along now. Y'all get along. Mariah, the thumbnail's already. That's not. The thumbnail's already created and posted on Ray's channel. The entire travel space is waiting. Be ready.
I got you hot in this space.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Look, now, Razor Rays didn't check.
Milano, we got to get that to Flint. Flint really been promoting this, and he paying us to do it.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, Flint is the coach, right? We get in a basketball team and we got on a basketball game. But if I didn't pass you the ball to shoot it, if I was there to pass you a ball or play the game with you, you wouldn't have scored, baby. So you got it's two make two.
Okay, we're gonna give you the assist. Okay, we're gonna give you the assist. But Flint, it wouldn't be happening at all if Flint didn't push so hard. He just kept on reminding me. And again, he's paying both me and Razor Ray. But we're gonna give you the assist. We're gonna give you that. We're not gonna completely just say you ain't help out. You know, it was a team effort.
Yeah.
But we gotta give Flint the MVP. We gotta get that to him. Period. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Hey, let me tell Flint, send some of that money my way, baby. I got all the women you need in DR. You know, I hook them up, fat, skinny, small, big, whatever. I got them all, baby. And I won't even charge you if you throw that little donation. You know what I mean? Or get on the travel guard membership. You know, I don't know if I was telling you, but I didn't tell you before I let you go. I need to tell you because I know you were talking about guys not liking BBWs and fat women. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of men that love BBWs that are from DR because a lot of those women are submissive and they're not getting a lot of love in the Dominican Republic. And these guys were paying me, throwing me donations to hook them up. And I done already, you know, I already done smashed for the free ski. So I just flip it. You know, I take one chick and I flip it and I get it to 20, 40, 60. You know what I mean? That's that water whip money. What you know about that water whip?
A lot of men like women with a little, they be trying to front and stunt, but they like women with a little bit more fat on their bones. Because here's the thing. First of all, she gon' cook good. Now, it's a type of fat chick that's just fat and nasty, and they fat just because they be eating, like, they be eating a whole bunch of junk food and processed food. I ain't talking about that type of, I'm talking about this homegrown. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this homegrown. And guess what? We warm. We warm to lay up on. So all of that shit.
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. The reason why, like I told you, the reason why the guys like the BBWs in the Republic, because they feel like the BBWs in America, they have a stank attitude, stank, you know, pH balance. I'm not going to be nasty on your channel. You know what I mean? And they're just uppity because they have so many options in the States, where in DR, they don't got much options. So they ready. Like I had one, literally, you know how you talk about Netflix and chill? Literally, I had Netflix on. I was chilling, waiting for her to come. I was watching Netflix. We talked for 10 minutes. She looked in the room, said, "You want to go in the room?" Next thing you know, you hear just screaming, "Aye, poppy, aye, poppy." And then I give her a couple of dollars for an Uber or a taxi or whatever. And that's it. Like literally is that. Yeah. So I got these women off Tinder, and I passed the number along to the other guys, you know, and get a couple of donations, you know, hustle that because YouTube wasn't paying me. I'm not going to say I'm a pimp. I'm going to say I'm a matchmaker, because I'm still on probation. So I got to be good. I got to watch what I say. But I'm going to say I'm a matchmaker. I'm not going to say I'm a pimp, but I'm a matchmaker. But yeah, it was working for me and stuff like that. And, you know, I put guys on and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, again, some of these guys can bash BBWs. They could talk about me being fat, but today I just did like 100 burpees, various burpees, boxer burpees, Navy SEAL burpees, all that. A lot of these guys can't even do 5 burpees. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, man, just don't let them get you down. Keep your head up. And another thing too, a lot of these guys, a lot of them are hypocrites. You know what I mean? And some of the guys, they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, I don't like guys that do the pay-for-play mongers." And a lot of these guys are down low mongers. It's freaking scary. I done seen it all, been through it all. Been doing this since 2012. It made me an animal. MariahSincere, I literally made me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get. But I appreciate you for having me on. I'm gonna let you go because I know you got stuff to do. I gotta go and film these the nightlife out here. Maybe flirt with some girls. I love messing with the Dominican women. I be making them smile. A lot of these guys be like, "Oh, Milano, you got a receding hairline, you got belly, you got a list, all that." But the fact that my positive energy pulls a lot of these women says a lot about these insecurities about these guys. So y'all haters out there, y'all look at me, y'all can keep hating, and I'm gonna keep elevating. You know what I mean? And we I think we about almost 3,000 subscribers.
Okay. Well, hey, shout out to you. You keep going, you keep pushing, and it's been real talking to you.
Thank you. Shout out to Domino's for firing me. And you know, YouTube streets end up rehiring me. So
okay, I know that's right. All right. You be safe out there. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darnell. He says, "Listen, do your thing. You want to make an impact? Get on your Rocky 3 shit, Mariah. And no, real ninjas don't like BBLs. Yeah, a lot of men don't like that. Some do. y'all be getting on Milano so bad. Okay, he like don't do that. He liked the BBL. I mean, he liked the BBWs. You know? So it is what it is. Y'all quit acting like some of y'all don't be liking BBWs. I know not all of y'all like, let's be so for real. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because it's almost 1 a.m. I've been on here 3 hours and 38 minutes to be exact. We had a good live. For those of y'all who want to learn Spanish, before I get off of here, if y'all want to learn Spanish So you can talk to your chicas, whatever the case may be, your girlfriend. I do Spanish classes, okay? So if you want to register for Spanish classes with me, I offer individual classes. You can buy a 12 class pack, and I have an immersion program. You can go to my website. It is in the description box. And for those of y'all who want to move abroad, I also offer one-on-one consultations. And this Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 27th, I am doing a relocation workshop. And in this relocation workshop, we're going to talk to you about how to rent an apartment in Colombia, how to socially, emotionally integrate. My friend who is Colombian American, she's a therapist, a licensed therapist, and she's Colombian. So she's going to do that part. She's going to talk to you about social integration. We're going to provide you with all the resources you need. We're going to be talking about cost of living, health insurance. It's a really good workshop. Everybody who has done it felt like they got their money's worth, and it's not expensive. It's $27. And it's via live, and we do a Q&A. It's 2 hours. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, then you can register with the link below at MariahSincereTravels.com. Happy Father's Day. Shout out to all the fathers. Shout out to all the fathers. Y'all are needed. Y'all are necessary. So shout out to all the men who are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, taking care of their kids. Okay. With that said, guys, make sure if you are not subscribed, you hit that subscribe button on the way out. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I hope to see y'all showing up, supporting over on Razor Ray's channel. And y'all have a good night.